Alrighty, people, what is happening? We are back, first stream of the week. Absolutely thrilled to be here with you. We've got a great real rookie draft, which we are going to do with our hotel league. All right, shout out to the hotel league. I actually really like my team in this league, and very excited to draft because I've got important draft capital to play around with. So I appreciate y'all for being here with us. A shout out to Badaki for being back. Had your gallbladder surgery. How are you feeling? Anything you want to say to the people? Clearly you recovered well. You know,
nothing crazy. Literally have more holes in my body than I was born with now. So it heals up. And back on the grind, really, for the crew. I guess if there's anything, if you guys are waiting on your playbook, give me some grace. It's gonna happen today or tomorrow. But the auto is doubling for me. Yeah.
So you don't want to say, because I know you were pretty concerned about going under with the anesthesia. How was that process? Like,
at the end of the day, I was fine. I was telling Zach and like all the boys, like all of our close friends, how like I'm scared to do anesthesia because I've never done it before or been under anesthesia, and it just feels like you have control of everything outside of this.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep, but I actually don't know that I'm about to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was chill. Like, I woke up. They didn't even give me the countdown. It wasn't even like, all right, we're about to put you under. It was just like, all right. Apparently they give you like a sedative that's like chills you out right before.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, just let me know right when you're about to give me like the sleep gas or whatever.
I think your body
never got that
to it that you don't realize how quickly it happens every time I've gone under. But we're glad to have you back and healthy and feeling better here. Hey guys, we're gonna jump into this draft. I would absolutely love to let you know that we just released our first video on the redraft channel, Fantasyland Football. Obviously, you're watching us on Dynastyland Football, but we do have two channels. I'm going to spam the link to the video here in the chat. My 10 must-draft players for 2025. It's going to be very relevant content for Dynasty as well. I mean, you can probably find some pretty good Dynasty trade targets for our contenders, but definitely go give that a subscribe and a watch. I'm very excited to start pumping content out there. But we do have a real rookie draft for you guys today. Do us a favor, smash that like button to show some love. Got a like goal today of 150 likes. With your help, I think we can get there. We'll find out. But again, be a friend, smash that like button to show some love. All right, we've got a real rookie draft with our hotel league. Shout out to everybody in the hotel league. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. And we are using the land method, all right? If you don't know the land method, it is the way we have been drafting on this channel for now over 2 years. Live action negotiation draft. This is specifically for the people in our league. Number one, you gotta be on the clock to call your trade window, so keep that in mind. Number two, each person only gets one trade window, so use it wisely. Badaki's going to be tracking that for us. Number three, this is very important. Right. I have to say these next two things. If you are in the hotel league, this is of ultra importance for you to hear. Number three, the time left on your pick is a time left for the new owner after the trade window. So if you call your trade window with 10 seconds left, that is how many seconds the next person's going to have if they trade for that pick. So if you're out there, your queue needs to be set. You need to be ready to go. Number four, auto picks are final. So make sure you're ready when your time comes. Again, this is a real league. So the last thing we have to say, and if you guys want to look at the land method, you can check the link in the chat. But the last thing we need to say here is keep in mind, this is a real league. Code Cinnamon. All right, don't be that guy where someone's available, you know, you're throwing out their name like, why is this guy available? Wait, how in the world is this guy still on the board? No one likes that guy, all right? How is Ashton Genty still there? How is he still available here? Like, no one likes that guy in real life. No one likes that in a draft. So Code Cinnamon, don't be throwing out names that haven't been drafted yet. But we appreciate y'all for being here with us. Again, real rookie draft from the Hotel League. Is there anything else that we need to say before we start here?
No, that's it. Let's do it.
All right, let's get this thing going.
Let's do it. Appreciate you. I see all the good, nice words in the chat. Thanks, guys. Thank you all. The draft has begun, and Rowan is on the clock, who has back-to-back. He actually, if he's smart right here, he can potentially get a crazy value. if he's smart.
Oh my gosh. You know what you have to do, Rowan? For the sake of the ADP. For the sake of the ADP, you know what type of move you have to make. Oh my gosh. What's up, Matt? Appreciate you for being here, my friend. Badaki, can you send the link in the chat for people if they want a super message? Just would really, I appreciate you, Matt, no matter what. Appreciate anybody who donates to the channel, but would definitely appreciate if you guys do intend to ask a question on the show to do it through the Flock Fantasy website. Number one, it's a better process for you because you can actually link your team in these trade questions and we can actually look at your team. But number two, the second thing is that YouTube takes 30% of your donations. All right. So anytime you donate a super chat on YouTube, YouTube is getting 30% of that. Right. So, you know, we love YouTube. YouTube is one of the reasons pretty much one of the biggest reasons we get to do what we love to do, as well as you guys supporting us. But they are also taking a lot of money from creators, in my opinion. So just keep that in mind. But Matt here with the super chat says 12 team, 1 quarterback, start 8. Drake London just became available in my league. Guy only wants picks. What's a good offer? Yeah, I think you'd have to offer like the 102 range for Drake London. I don't think you get him any cheaper than the 102 in a 2025 draft. If you want to send future first round picks, maybe try 2 future first round picks in 2026 if you have 2 26 first round picks. Or let's say like a player like a Christian McCaffrey in a first. You know, those are the type of offers I would probably start off with. I see you have Diggs down Strange. Like you're not going to give Bijan or Genty or Neighbors. So you don't really have players that are kind of that range. So ideally you would use some draft picks there. But hopefully
I would agree there.
Makes sense.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that super chat. Rowan is on the clock here, has the 101, 102, 103, and obviously has plenty of time to make a pick here. You would imagine he's probably trying to wheel and deal with the first picks here, first 3 picks of this draft.
Oh, by the way, a trade just got completed.
Yeah, it did. B Turks and G Money here. Obviously, you can pull that up. Trade did get completed. The 112 is on the move, so is AJ Brown and Chris Godwin.
All right, I'll let you guys know what's going on here. Let's pull this trade up. The 112 is on the move, like Badaki said. I will also show you our teams in this league. I'm a big fan of my team in this league. But this is the trade that just went down in the league. It looks like someone sent away Godwin, the 112 in a second, for A.J. Brown and the 304. So it looks like G-Money's adding A.J. Brown, the 304. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, it was great. I think that's great.
I think it's a good deal. The team I'm rocking with, y'all can see me here at the 110. I missed the finals, unfortunately. Only made the semis. And this is the team that I currently have. Love this team. We actually traded for Saquon Barkley this offseason. I'll see if I can pull that trade up and see and remind myself what it looks like. But we have Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Neighbors, Wilson, McBride, Jacobs, Walker, Brown, Love, Lawrence on the bench, Rashee Rice on the bench, Debo, Judy on the bench, Jamison Williams. We also have the 104, 110. We don't have our first and 26, so we were very intentionally a contender. I'll see if I can find that Saquon Barkley trade here in a second. We did go all in, but Badaki, your team, if you want to show people.
Yeah, I got CJ Stroud, James Cook, Monty, Jamar Chase, Nico, Dalton, Drizzy Drake, got Ricky, Brian Robinson, Brother Bo there. I got Justin Fields on the bench there as well, and not too much. Bench is a bit light. Bunch of tight ends with Hunter Henry, Jake Ferguson, Luke Musgrave, and I have the 107. So it was a good contender for a long time here, and I'm pretty sure it fell off there because I lost Nico at a certain part of the season there. And yeah, that was probably the biggest loss for me.
Yeah.
But I am not rebuilding this team. Keep in mind.
No.
Not rebuilding. I don't see nobody saying that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't talking shit now. That's what I thought.
I mean, I don't know if you want to invite that kind of heat, but...
No, we could talk. We could fight. See me on the block. You know where I live.
I'll try and find the Saquon Barkley trade, but T Gray donates to YouTube. He says, I'm donating to YouTube, not to you. Long live Google.
Honestly,
it's the reign of Google here. I absolutely love it. Let me see if I can find that Saquon trade. But yeah, definitely felt like I had a great team. As Mr. Ashton Genty comes off the board there. Rowan, you had a chance, man.
You didn't do it.
You had a chance. You could have done something
trade
for
window.
ADP. Did he call his trade window?
He called the trade window.
All right, we're going to pause the draft here. Obviously, he's trying to trade back here, so that makes sense why he didn't actually go Mario someone else 101. Okay, this is the trade that I made. This was 2 months ago, and to kind of put me even further into that contend window, looks like we got Saquon, Rashee Rice, the 309, and Debo sent away. Chuba Hubbard, Jaden Reed, Keon Coleman. This is before the draft. A 26 first, the 202, and the 210. And obviously trying to put myself in that just true contending window and take advantage of the roster we have right now. Which, by the way, I know I've been team by Rashee Rice pretty much for the past 2 years. I've been pretty aggressive each offseason. But have you heard the latest legal news on Rashee Rice?
I have not.
The latest legal news.
If there was anything that happened, if there was anything that happened in between the weekend, I was probably completely out of it. So
no, it didn't happen over the weekend. But basically, the latest legal news on Rashee Rice is that nothing has happened since his accident. This is still in a pre-trial phase, and according to pretty much every legal experts in the fantasy space, they think there's a very high chance he does not get suspended this year because they are not sure he even goes through the legal system this year. There's a very high chance that this actually gets pushed into 2026 before he even sees a courtroom to talk about what happened in last offseason's events. So, yeah, very, very aggressively have been pursuing Rashee Rice in all my leagues.
That's interesting.
And I think we're going to get that pushed again next year, possibly again.
What was the actual incident? Was he racing or something? Or he fled from an accident? Or was
caused an accident, fled the scene. There was talks about if there was guns in there or not, and if he was driving or not, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting there with Richie Rich. I like to call him. But yeah. Even if he does get suspended, first 4 games of the season, I think we kind of broke it down last year when it comes down to someone I think if we put him in the same boat of what happened last year with, if I'm not mistaken, Alvin Kamara, we were like, well, if it was 6 games, then maybe, the ADP is going to drop specifically in a redraft perspective, and maybe the price is going to drop in a dynasty buy perspective. But if it's a 3-game type of thing, obviously you want to try and get as low as possible. But if you're not in a sharp league, then, take advantage of that right now because his value is going to drop, or you can get him really late in a redraft once that season comes around.
What's up, Frosty? He says, y'all doing team reviews later? Yes, we are going to do some team playbooks later on in the stream. So I just want to let the following people know: Late Galish's, Frodo, and Wolfman, your offline playbooks are done. Will those be sent out today, maybe?
Yeah, I need to see the other ones I need to catch up on because I know you did some on Friday as well. Yep. So
you'll be sent out soon, okay? But the playbooks that we'll be doing live today, let me just see here. Hold on, because I know we have a big list of names that we're going to get to today. I know Casey is on that list. Okay, so Casey. We're also going to have Dago, who upgraded to the live. We will also have... MG is currently offline. Fergs is a live playbook. We've also got some trade questions we'll get through for sure. FC123 is an offline playbook. Let's see. We have another one. Maximum Effort here is an offline playbook. Then we also have a offline from DC Corridor. Let's see. Captain is a live one, so we'll do captains potentially today. But he's definitely in that queue for the live one. Jay Swoosh is offline, and then Frosty, we see yours live there towards the bottom. So can't 100% promise yours live today, Frosty, but at minimum tomorrow will be the last. Will be the latest that yours gets done live, but there's a very good possibility it happens today.
Yeah, and for everyone that is waiting on their playbook, whether Zach did that for you on Thursday night, I'm not sure how many he got through on Thursday night, which was when I had my surgery, and then obviously I didn't work on any throughout the weekend. So just keep in mind, give me a day and a half. I think I have a bunch of graphics I need to do for a bunch of videos that we're doing, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of those playbooks. tonight as well and tomorrow. So it should all be caught up here within the next 24 to 48 hours. But yeah, just keep that in mind.
I got to put Rowan back on the clock because that trade window is officially up.
Okay. Ashton Genty off the board. No surprise there. Yeah, it makes sense why he didn't take that. Let's see what else I can do.
Frosty says, bet no worries, loving y'all's lives. Just finally started popping into them. Found you guys last season through the Flock League. That's awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, that's awesome. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that again this year as well. So stay tuned for that.
Can't wait for the Flock League, and that is actually a great segue for me to again promote our redraft channel. We just posted our first video of the year. The channel was pretty much dormant for 5 months, you can see, but just posted our first video of the year. We're gonna be posting weekly over there, so definitely go subscribe to that channel as well. Appreciate everybody who's in here watching the video. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. I got a like goal today of 150 likes. With your help, I think we can get there. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support from all of you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm scared is here. Henry, Tyler, who says if you rebuild it, Badaki will come. He's contending in this league. All right, let's show him some love. Fresh is here. Booty Clap King is in the building. Joel is here. Deadly is in the building. Cavalier, Darth. I appreciate y'all for all being here with us. What's up, Cade? Long time no see. A lot of y'all consistently on the stream. What's up, Rowan? Appreciate everybody for being here. Casanova's here. Beat Hertz is in the building. Chasing Breakers. And D. Macy, can't forget, our expert NFL season countdown expert. Okay, 108
right.
days until the NFL draft. What's up, Bears? Mark, Charlie, TD. What's up, guys? Welcome TD? In. G-Money, Joshua. Appreciate y'all for being here with us, gang.
That's love.
Yeah, big time love. Got a video I'm cooking up for you guys next week, and always nervous making these videos because, you know, sometimes you have to make like a negative facing video where you're basically questioning the entire value of an asset, but I'm excited for it to come out. So yeah, is FastDraft unlock in Quebec? Not yet, but very soon. I mean, as soon as a new place unlocks, we're going to tell you all for sure.
Yeah, I think it was all provinces besides. What was it again?
Say again.
What was the province?
All provinces outside of Ontario?
Ontario, yeah, I think it was Ontario. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Those will be live soon, yeah.
We get to knock out some fast drafts. I was doing them at the hospital.
I've been doing so many fast drafts. In fact, you kind of make me want to jump into one right now. Let me see.
Yeah, literally, I was literally about to do that. I was like, you know, sometimes in the middle of the night, I just couldn't wake up. Like, I was sleeping for 2 hours and then awake for like 2 hours. I was like, oh, let me just jump into a fast draft. I was doing a bunch of Origins, bunch of Flex 4s, just trying to fill and get as much exposure as I can here. We're going to jump into Origins?
Origins, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can get into one here. As Rowan's making his pick, and then we can go back and forth. And that has 6 spots left there, and surely we're gonna jump. We can get that filled up with that Dissy.
Yeah, the Discord's been great. Also, if you guys want to join a group chat I made for Fast Draft where we can draft together, then just feel free to DM me. I'll put you in that group chat, and you'll always know when Badaki and I are kind of jumping into a draft on the stream, even if you're not watching. So just DM me on Discord. If you guys want to be involved in that. But 52 seconds here left for Rowan. So Rowan is
taking his time here. Rowan has used so far 10 minutes. No, actually 15 minutes, excuse me. He used pretty much his whole 5 minutes on his first pick. Got an extra 5 with that trade window, and then another 5 here. And he's about to do another one. So, I mean, Rowan has up to 20 minutes to make a pick here, which has been... Surely he's cooking in the background, unless he's just sitting down watching the live stream. It's just like, let's watch these boys.
I think he's trying to get some deals done.
Yeah, I would imagine as well. I would imagine. Which is awesome here. I'm assuming he has a queue and he's live here with us. 10 seconds left. I would imagine it's going to be someone that we all know should be going at the 102.
All right. It looks like he
There
did get the
goes-
trade done, though. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, my
Okay,
gosh.
let's have a look at this trade. Hold on, because something definitely just went down. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, so it looks like... Okay, wait. A couple trades just went down. So Rowan got Ayuk, the 105, the 211, for basically the 102 and a third. Okay, so that trade just went down. And then right after that, another trade happened where Rowan gets Puka Nacua for the 103 and a 26 first-round pick. Wow.
My goodness. And now Travis Hunter. So Marion Hampton goes to a Dominic there at the 102. By the way, you are on auto pick, so definitely turn that off. Now El Tigre was at the 103.
Oh, him. Okay, right.
Or not you. El Tigre at the 103, who now has Travis Hunter. So now Rowan, who just had the 101, the 102, the 103.
So Rowan
ends up with...
Rowan's doing some action here.
Yeah, Rowan ends up with Ashton Genty, the 105. He now has Puka Nacua. Brandon Ayuk is well on his team. Let's have a look at Rowan's team here, actually. Because I'm interested to see what type of things he's trying to do here. Rowan has Baker Mayfield.
Sure, he's probably trying to turn this into a competitor.
Yeah. Bijan Robinson now with Ashton Genty. He has Justin Jefferson, Martin Harrison, Sam Laporta. And then now at throw Brandon Ayuk in the flex, that's Jalen Coker, Wanda Robinson, JJ McCarthy with Bryce Young. Okay. And he's about to add somebody here at the 105. Very interesting.
Is anyone wanting to make moves and get, like, let me see. I'm going to send an offer to one of you.
And Rowan, if I'm not mistaken, did a trade earlier to acquire Baker Mayfield before the live stream started. Yeah. He sent away Anthony Richardson and Zay Flowers and got Baker Mayfield in the 308.
Yep.
That was a trade that was done 2 hours ago. So he's definitely trying to contend there. He needed a quarterback. He got one. I guess he had Bryce Young on the bench there as well.
I'm going to send an offer to drink my cola. I want you guys to let me know if you're interested in any of these deals. I just sent another offer out to Rowan. I need to know soon if anyone's interested. And if you're not, it's okay. Just communicate with me.
Just talk to him. Just talk to him, please. All right, let's see if we got into...
I'm willing to use my trade window, but
at 1:40 here. No pressure, just keeping you updated. That's right, Knicks in 4 or in 6. Knicks in 4. Oh, we could do Knicks in 4. But I'm nervous. Just glad to be here, guys. Glad to be here. Glad that we had the opportunity in the first 25 years, huh?
Yeah, if it ends up being Thunder Knicks, we're gonna have a serious conversation about the streams.
You're gonna have to have a serious conversation.
Dude, I genuinely will be extremely upset if you do that to me. Like, for real.
Just gonna have to separate ourselves.
I would rather not stream with you if that's how it's gonna be. Like, for real. On those days.
We'll wait and see. Well, I'm believing that it's not a problem.
Either you stream on your own or I'll stream on my own if that's how it's going to be.
Maybe
I'm not going to let you ruin the finals for me if we make it.
One day you can live stream or I'll live stream and watch the game, and then the other day you live stream and watch the game.
All right, I have no shares of this player, but definitely excited to go ahead and add him. And that name is going to be Tetalia McMillan. I have no shares of him, so it'll be cool to add him to the squad. Really, I was considering Henderson there as well, as it looks like we get a big run of players. But the reality is, my team, I have Henderson in the same tier as McMillan. And if you look at my team, running back is the last thing that I need. All right, we went out and made a trade for Saquon Barkley last year, or this offseason rather, sorry. Gibbs is on the team, Jacobs, Walker, Chase Brown on the team. The last position we have need in is running back. So I'm going to add a T-Mac there.
Yeah, nice. Love it. That's exactly how I was hoping this would go. And I already know who I'm going to take. I'll be transparent. It's going to be Quinshon Judkins here, everyone that is watching. But I am willing to listen to offers. Just double check this out.
Connor, I have Henderson in like 50% of my league, so. Everyone's loving Rowan's moves there, by the way. What's up, Did Jin says, how high should Travis Hunter go in IDP Superflex startups? I think you can rationalize him at the 101 depending on your IDP scoring formats, you know. I'm just going to quickly let you guys know that we are in a Origins tourney over on the FastDraft app. Oop, this is the solo screen that I had when you were away. Oops. Where is this? Where is this? Okay, bang. There we are. We are in an Origins tourney. It looks like you're at the 104. I'm at the 108 here. We've got a couple of you guys in with us, which is awesome. Big Vegan Beef, I know that name. As Genty and Ward are the first two picks. If you have never played in an Origins tourney, it is a rookie best ball tournament. You draft 6 players. There's no positional limitations, PPR format, and the top 4 get entered into your lineup every week. $25,000 prize pool in a tournament like this. Smaller format right now, so you have a higher chance to win than these other tournament best ball style tourneys that you can get into. But if you haven't drafted yet, you can download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND. You'll get your deposit matched up to $50. That is 10 free Origin drafts or Flex 4 drafts on us. When you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report and my season rankings completely free. So definitely check out the link in the chat to our link tree. It's a second link there. Again, use the promo code LAND. And then you can DM me as I'm on the clock here. I should probably pay attention. Yeah, we'll grab some Quinshon Judkins here at the 108. Wow, Harvey's ADP in these fast draft tourneys is crazy.
Crazy. I've seen him go as high as 104.
But yeah, would love to have you guys join us. We'll be drafting here on the back end while we're also drafting in our real tourney. We have become addicted, unfortunately, but it's a fun addiction, I would say. Yeah, so I'm trying to rationalize it in that way. I'm going to take Tyler Shuck here as my second pick at the 203. But yeah, definitely come join us over there if you haven't drafted yet. And DM me on Discord if you want to get a part of our Fast Draft group chat, which we have where we are messaging each other about drafting together. So definitely DM me on Discord. What's up, Josh? Welcome in, man. It's going good. Coming to Canada, every Providence outside of Ontario any day now is my understanding. Yes, sir, Bears, we do. Let's see. Brady's asking why you're never at the 112. Well, you won a couple of our leagues last year.
You just missed the earlier drafts, brother, because I was at the 112 in one of them. Take Quinshawn here. Gotta go back and look.
And gotta be careful.
Be careful.
Fresh says, how do I fast forward this live stream to see the end of the draft results? Actually, people like Fresh, like, respectfully, I appreciate you being here, Fresh, but it's people like that who actually frustrate me so much when they watch our content. It's so obvious when you see a comment on a YouTube video where someone comments something, and the thing that they're frustrated about, there's actually context in the video that they could have actually watched the video, but unfortunately, I think TikTok has melted all of our brains and doesn't allow this generation to really consume content beyond like 60 seconds. And maybe I'm being too harsh, but that's just the reality I think we live in right now. That was also a joke from me, Fresh. That's also a joke from me, brother. Golden off the board, so you can see here that Ginty, Hampton, Hunter, McMillan, Henderson, Ward, and Judkins were the first 7 picks. Matthew Golden off the board there at the 108, and now the Cavalier moved his pick to B. Turtz. B. Turtz is on the board. This is his first pick, but he has one at the 112 as well. So let's see how it goes. Jake says, do you guys ever have to get physical with league mates? I honestly don't even know what that question means.
Physical.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah, we tend to fight often. They normally fly out to Australia, and we normally have a couple scuffles in the backyard, backyard fights. You ever been to one of those in high school?
No.
Nah, yeah, I would imagine. Been to a couple backyard fights. Good time.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as like the Travis Hunter question, like truly, I think it depends on how your league does IDP scoring. If the IDP is very important in your format, then you can rationalize Hunter as high as the 101. But in most formats, even IDP, I'm probably still going Ginty 101, but it's very, very close. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. This is a real rookie draft, real money on the line, real prize pot with some real people. And appreciate you for being here. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. Got a like goal today of 150 likes. With your help, I know we can get there. We also just released our first redraft video of the year. I'll spam it in the chat. Go check it out and subscribe over to the Fantasyland Football channel as well. And if you don't know, we are in the back end doing some fast drafts. All right, getting some origin tourneys in here. We are officially addicted. We are obsessed with origins, and I've been doing a lot of Flex 4 as well lately. I'm getting obsessed with Flex 4 as well. Maybe we'll jump into one in a second, but it's so fun. I'm not gonna lie, like it's just so fun. I genuinely can't stop doing it. In my free time, when I'm like watching a TV show, I'm like, I would love to be in a fast draft right now, and I just jump into one. I might have a problem. Badaki.
And that's okay.
And that is that okay?
Is
it
funny?
Okay that I have a problem? I don't know. I would love for you guys to draft with us. So I'll put a link in the chat if
I'm back on poker.
Draft with us. Are you playing poker again? That is not.
Sorry, not poker. Not my poker. Excuse me. I'm back on blackjack. Even though I wasn't really hard on blackjack, but like I haven't been playing it. I've just been watching a ton of it, and it makes me excited to go to Melbourne if we ever do.
I don't like that. I don't like that from you. I think our entire household had a major gambling problem.
I might blow all of Fantasyland's money and just say F it. Put it all on red.
Think about Brooklyn.
Oh, he'll benefit from it if it hits. Keyword if.
That is the key word there. As B. Turtz is got 50 seconds left on the clock here. Damn. I wish I could get into some of this action. Sheesh.
Yeah, I don't have much. Gosh, I always take Dylan. Dylan is just. Oh, I can't talk. Sorry. Cinnamon. That's on me.
Cinnamon.
That's on me. I put my hand up.
I love the accountability there. That's what we were missing on the last couple streams. I just love the accountability there. That's just growth. You see growth in real time right now.
Yeah, look, I try to grow. I try to be better every single time. 1% better every single time, they say.
I did see that Holden. We can't talk about that name yet just because it's code Cinnamon on today's stream, but as Amika Egbuka comes off the board, and I'm going to call my trade window here. I would like to entertain all offers.
Physical. All right. Let's see. Who's I gonna send a trade to? I'm gonna send a trade to somebody.
I would like everybody to send a trade to me.
I sent a trade out to somebody. Wasn't to you. Let's travel from far. I might have played dice in the hood. You know, I was big card guy. No dice though. But I grew up with a big Spanish family, so they played dominoes. Sure.
Dominoes.
You know, I grew up in a big like predominantly Spanish neighborhood, so like dominoes was definitely with all Dominicans and Puerto Ricans for sure. Hell, even we lived next door to like for when I moved to Queens, some people from Trinidad, and it was like the blackout. Where were you in the blackout? But the blackout, they were playing dominoes, and I was so surprised. I was like, "Oh shit! Like you guys play dominoes?"
We ain't got no dominoes over here. What was that Kendrick Lamar song?
I have no idea.
Dominoes. All right, we got a trade offer. Oh.
Bradley, that's crazy. Just finished my rookie draft. Got Hampton at the 106. I mean, sucks for Dominic getting him at the 102. Jokes. Lee makes that way too low on him, and this is a $100 league. Yeah, wow. Hey, sometimes you get lucky, for sure. And that's kind of what you want to see here. Zach here already has drafted Tetarola McMillan. Has the 110, 2/3, and a 4th. I'm a closet Brown fan. Yeah, I like to support a lot of different teams. Nah. Giants ride or die, huh? Literally the hardest schedule in the league so far, and it's just classic, isn't it? We just never win. We can never win. Got Hampton at the 105. That's crazy too. I mean, I think anything after the 102 is significant value personally. You know, I got Ashton Genty at the 102 once. I mean, I think it destroyed the ADP for a lot of people, but we'll wait and see. Can't speak on that name, Scribbles. Cinnamon. Thoughts on the Niners this year? Hey, they're signing all their people. Brock Purdy got a contract. The Fred Warner
how about
got an
that?
extension. Yeah.
I've been preaching Brock Purdy is the most underrated guy at the quarterback spot. And then he gets this extension. He's no longer going to be underrated.
Never been worried about the underrated. I just think the environment around him is going to be changing significantly, which might put me at a scare. But yeah, he does get the bag, which is phenomenal. I think he's a top 5 paid quarterback. What's that look like now, actually? What's that quarterback market look like? Is Trevor Lawrence still number 1 or what? Because let me tell you, that's an overpay. Want to see somebody that didn't invest their money? Right. Brock Purdy, 5 years, $260 million, 181 guaranteed. That's kind of crazy. Imagine getting that type of money. That's crazy, though. Like, that's next level.
All right, I am trading out of this pick, and Cavalier is on the clock.
Cavalier, okay. So there goes RJ Harvey. What's that trade? Let's see.
Pretty simple trade. I have no needs whatsoever on this team, and I'm not saying that as a flex, but if you want it to flex, then let it flex on you. But yeah, just wanted to get as much value as I possibly could. Wanted to move up into the 2nd round rather than the 3rd round, and that is what we did. If Sleeper would be ever so kind and let me show you the trade, that would be awesome. Okay, so we basically got the 202 and the 210, sent away the 110 and the 310. That's as simple as the deal was. And I think I have RJ Harvey in. He probably would have been my pick, but I think I have him in every league right now, outside of one. So with this team with like 6 running backs deep, I'm happy just to take the value.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
But drink my cola. I got an offer coming your way.
I'm done for this draft, guys. I don't have anything else. Trade away all my picks, mate. Honestly, forgot what I traded my 2nd for.
I got a nasty offer for you coming your way here. Let's see.
I think it was probably to get one of these players. Like I got Ricky last year.
Oh, why is it not letting me even send the offer?
It definitely wasn't. Probably was Elijah. Maybe, I don't really know.
Wow. If my phone could like function in any possible way, that would be great right now.
What kind of idiot lets Genty slip to the 102? I honestly, whoever had the 101, that guy was. Whoa. Oh boy. And drink my cola. His first pick at the 111, even though he had the 201 and the 203, takes Luther Burden. Now B-Turks is on the clock.
Not gonna lie, I was forming a trade to try and land him at the 203. I was formulating a trade to land him at the 203. I mean, I love it. That is, I love the confidence. You guys know how much I love Luther Burden, so that's incredible. I'll still send you an offer though, Drink my cola. I still got an offer coming your way. That was definitely a shocker to me. But again, I like it.
B-Turks is there. I'll send you something right now, B-Turks.
It's a big swing, but I like it, man. Luther Burden is big. Look, the entire offseason is pretty much my favorite player in this entire class. So I'm not going to sit here and say I think that's a stupid pick, but I'm just sad I couldn't get him later. Whew. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us, guys.
I'll send you something there, B-Turks. Want to have a look at that? Have a little geese. Yeah, wow. Interesting. Who has the 201? Straight my cola.
Just a heads up, gang. We did just finish a Origins tourney over there, but we are going to jump into another one here on the back end. Would love to have you guys join us. There is currently 4 spots remaining. But if you have never played on the FastDraft Origins tourney, it is a best ball style rookie only for the 2025 season type of tournament. It's the only platform out there where you guys is like the hardcore Dynasty guys. It's your best ball tournament. It really is. Like, it's the one company that is focusing on the best ball Dynasty people. So if you want to draft with us, we'd love to draft with you. Download the FastDraft app. I put a link in the chat. You can use the promo code LAND at sign up. We will match your deposit up to $50. That's basically going to give you 10 free Origin tourneys, or if you want to go to the Flex 4, 10 free Flex 4 tourneys. And when you finish your first contest, I'm going to send you my rookie report. I'll send you my rankings completely free. Would absolutely love to have you guys in these tournaments with us. We actually just jumped into another one here. I am at the 110, so I keep getting put at the back end of the board, which is what I was begging for that. I was begging for that before the draft, and now I hate that spot. So interesting place to be in, as Badaki goes Genty, then Hampton at the 101. Or the 102, sorry. But yeah, this tournament is great because you get to kind of see what the ADP looks like when people are playing for money. They're basically asking themselves, who's going to score the absolute most points as a rookie? And then they are making decisions based off of that opinion that they have. So it's cool to see, you know, people kind of putting money where their mouth is, for example, and betting on players here in year numero uno. But we're going to be doing that on the back end. We'd love to have you guys join us. You can check out the link that I put in the stream. Yeah. As we are here at the 112, and B Turts is got 30 seconds left. I want to make sure I'm not missing any, you know, call out for a window. So let me know.
Nah, I've been watching. Keep my eye out here. Drink my cola. I'm about to send you one more trade here. Give me a second. I would imagine you're going to take this.
And by the way, I am currently on the clock, it looks like, very soon on this Origins tourney. As Tyler Warren comes off the board there. I'm about to send you a trade right now.
B-Turks. Or Drink my cola, excuse me.
I'll make back-to-back picks here real quick. Oh, wow. Bang. And then we'll go bang. Ooh, I like that start actually at the 110. I'm about to get the third round reversal too. Sheesh. I like this better than I thought it would. Oh, I'm on the clock?
You are on the clock, brother.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna speak directly to Drink My Cola. I'm gonna draft Caleb Johnson. And if you want Caleb Johnson, let's talk. I know we've been negotiating on a deal. Well, what's happened is I've been sending you offers and you've been declining them and not saying anything. Which is fine. Just let me know what you think, brother. Like, give me some idea of where your head is at. That would be great. Send a counter maybe if there's any interest. That would be great too. But I am going to take Caleb Johnson. So if that is someone that you want here, let's think of a deal. If the answer is no, you don't have any interest, then that's also okay. And you know, maybe I lose all my leverage here. That's fine if that's the case too. Oh my gosh, interesting.
Yeah, wow, this fast draft. I haven't had the one-on-one in a minute. And I have Ashton Genty there at the 101 in the fast draft. I'm about to get to my pick here. Yeah, makes sense.
I'm on the clock both in fast draft and I'm negotiating deals right now. This is hilarious.
What else does Drink My Cola have? And feeling oh so silky. Oh man. So like they cut right here, guys. I don't know if you guys see, but like I'm not gonna show you, but like it's cut in this general vicinity, like this area. And like that's kind of right where my core is. So like me standing up, pushing myself or doing something, I guess I use a lot of my core to get up. So it's really difficult to like readjust often. So like I have to, like, for example, to move back on my seat, I have to like physically stand up and then move back. Oh. 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 Gosh. I would show you guys, but my 6-pack is kind of right in the way there, if you know what I mean, you know? Don't want, you know, any of the misses out there having one look at this facade and just falling for me. Just can't have that.
That's your concern.
I just can't have that for you. I actually don't want that for the community. Really. I just can't have that. I don't want to break, you know, a lot of your guys' relationships out there, because I would imagine that they're great relationships. I thought about it. I thought about braiding my hair for sure. I've done twists and stuff in the past when my hair was significantly longer, but I need to go get it cut soon because it's growing out here on the side and everything. But I just haven't been. Honestly, I washed my hair and I didn't sleep in my bonnet, so that's kind of why my hair just went poof. Dogs will be drinking cola. Going down here, 30 seconds. I don't know if you were aware. Just want to give you a heads up. 30 seconds. Okay. Drink My Cola once again has Luther Burn at the 111. Big Jackson Dart at the 201. About 15 seconds here for Zach. Trade has been completed. Now Caviar is on the clock.
Caviar.
Caleb.
That's actually hilarious. I actually love that.
That is. He takes Caleb Johnson, and let's see what you got for this deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, basically, again, and this is not a flex, but again, if you view it as a flex, then you know that's totally fine. Like I guess you could see where that's coming from.
I get it, man.
My team is just so good. I actually don't really need anybody. My team is just so incredibly good across the board that adding a running back, I would have gone Caleb Johnson there. I certainly didn't need a tight end with Trey McBride and Pat Fryermuth and Brenton Strange. But you know, with the running back spot having Saquon, Gibbs, Jacobs, Walker, Brown, just didn't feel like a need. You know, again, not a flex, but just truly don't see a need on this roster. So basically what we did is we sent away the 202. I sent away the 309 as well, the 410, and I got a 26 first round pick. And just gonna let that pick be whatever it is next year at this point. That is, yeah. That's basically what we did. I don't think I have another. Okay, I do have one more pick here, and that is at the 210. So that's what we did with the pick, and it was Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson was the selection made there. So would have been happy to add Caleb, honestly. You know, I hate to look Caleb in the eyes and say we don't need you. I mean, we don't need you, Caleb. You might be riding the bench on this team. I just sent him in, you know, said, hey, you know, maybe there are greener pastures out there for you, more opportunities earlier. And that's the trade that we ended up making there with the Cavaliers. So shout out to the Cavalier.
Okay.
As Colson Loveland comes off the board.
He didn't care about me.
Drink My Cola. Did he not reply to your trade offers?
No, didn't even reply.
I finally got him. I finally got him to reply to an offer.
Remember that, Drink My Cola.
He said, "I don't know if I'll have enough space for my own rookie." So he's basically not looking to do any deals, is what it sounds like. So, which I can respect. But
Well,
but yeah,
that's my draft. That is my draft.
Well, the good news is that you and I are still drafting. We're still drafting over on the Origins tourney, FastDraft, and these drafts are filling up. I would love to get. Does anybody want to get into a Flex 4 right after this? I love the Origins.
We got trade window.
Okay, who called trade window?
B Turks.
Okay, B Turks calls a trade window. This is my last pick of this Origins tourney, and you know we kind of just have to throw a little bit of a Hail Mary here. And
you called your trade window as well, did you, or no?
I did call my trade window.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll just throw Quinn Ewers there as our last pick. But yes, by the way, you can edit your boosters all the way up until I think September, if that's right. So keep in mind, like if you draft a lot of teams that are somewhat similar, you can actually go through and like, let's say I have 3 teams that had Caleb Johnson and Matthew Golden. I could swap around the boosters if I want different outcomes for those teams, you know. So that is a pretty cool part of it. But I'm going to jump into a Flex 4 here. Would love to have you guys join us. I'm having so much fun with the Flex 4 just because it kind of gets you into that mindset of the redraft season and, you know, drafting for that type of format. So it's actually a very similar game, but it's for the entirety of the NFL. There are no quarterbacks in this tourney, but you basically draft 6 players. The top 4 get entered into your lineup each and every week, and it's the entirety of the NFL pool, right? So it's a really great way to kind of reintroduce yourself to the redraft, as I am currently at the 106 in this draft, and I've been really enjoying the Flex 4 tournament. Again, if you guys want to join us, I'll put a link in the chat, but all you got to do is download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND at signup. We'll match a deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us, 10 free Origin tourneys, 10 free, Flex 4, whatever you prefer. When you finish your first contest, I'm going to send you my rookie report and my rankings for the 2025 season, my cheat sheet, completely free. So definitely come hang out with us. And if you want to join my FastDraft group chat, then DM me on Discord. I'd love to add you to it. We have a group of people who are drafting together over there.
Oh, yeah.
But, again, the trade window was called here for B. Turts McGee, and Loveland was the last pick there at the 203.
Hey. On the other end here, Chase, Saquon Barkley at the 101, 102. Got a Gangs here at the 103. Takes Bijan Robinson. And I don't actually have any stock of JJ, so let's take JJ here at the 104.
Yes, and there is no code cinnamon in this tournament, really, let's be honest, in the Flex 4. So this started Chase, Saquon, Bijan, Jefferson, Gibbs, and now I'm on the clock at the 106. And I want to get a little unique, don't want too many of the same team. So we'll go Puka there at the 106 and see what kind of comes back to us here at the 205. But I think if you guys are, there's a lot of people out there who are like hardcore Dynasty and that's all they play, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you guys are out there like Badaki and me, where you really love both the redraft and the Dynasty season, the Flex 4 is like such a great way to kind of reintroduce your mind to the redraft season, if that makes sense. It kind of like gives you the freedom to get back into that mindset, as we see a great run of receivers here. Monroe, CD, Neighbors, Nico, Brian Thomas, Genty at the 202. Let's see what Sparrow and Tisco do here with these next 2 picks. I got 2 names in mind that I know I'm going to land one of them. This is great. Perfect. I want to up my Christian McCaffrey exposure in these tournaments. I think if he's healthy, he's going to finish top 5 in scoring. I just don't see how that's not possible. And you and I have not been on the same page with that, but I just don't see if he's healthy how he doesn't finish top 5 in scoring amongst all players, not non-quarterbacks. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you there. Honestly, I've been in the early parts of these drafts often, and I've been getting a lot of the AJ Browns and stuff. Don't have too much of Lad. So let's switch it up here. Let's go Lad.
You went a little Lad there.
It's going to be a third round reversal, so
yeah, third round reversal, which I like, honestly. At first, I wasn't a big fan of it, but it makes a lot of sense because look at Team 1. They get to start with Jamar Chase, and they're going to make another pick here. It only makes sense to make this tournament fair to have that kind of third round reversal. As your trade window is up there, B-Turks, I got to put you back on the clock over here.
I sent you a message there, B-Turks. I don't know if you saw that, unless you just avoided me like drink my cola, but I get it. Probably because
Why do you think it is?
I'm black.
I was going to say, it's probably because you're black, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't say it.
No, you actually did say it.
He said it with me, so you agreed.
I'll say it with you.
Is what you're saying.
I'll say it with you.
Go ahead. Ready? You say it. Have you guys seen that one? He was like, "Why can't we say that?
Why can't we say it? But you guys can say it. You can say it.
You guys can.
I'll say it with you.
I'll say it with you. I'll say it with you right now.
Let's say it together. Wow. I'm gonna find it difficult not to draft Bucky Irving here. What a start! Oh my gosh, Puka CMC Bucky. You might as well give me the $50,000 at this point, or whatever it is. All right, but B Turks is back on the clock here. Frosty says, do you guys send offers right away, or do you guys hit the interested button when trying to trade? I'll be honest. I think the interested button is one of the most useless features in all of Sleeper. Like if 1,000%. If I get a notification that you're interested in someone, awesome. Send me an offer.
I'm assuming that. Yeah, I'm assuming you are setting that and like, you know what? I'm about to send you an offer.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
I will take no action whatsoever if you just tell me that you're interested. Awesome. A lot of people are probably interested in Saquon Barkley, right? That doesn't mean anything to me. Send me an offer. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't move me in any way. I think it's one of the most useless features that Sleeper has, point blank period. Is that too aggressive of an answer? Because it's honestly how I feel. Like it doesn't move me in any sort of way.
He just wants to be moved. All right, I got Kyron there, which I like. So I got JJ, Lad, Kyron. I think it's a great start. I was hoping if Lad wasn't there, I would have gone Derrick Henry there at the 207, but getting Kyron at the 307, I think is just as good. And then this is kind of where I normally just take darts. I feel like after the third round, there's guys that I like.
You're talking the flex for attorney here.
Yeah. There's guys that I like, but then I see, you know what? I can see this guy easily outscoring this player, and I like to switch it up.
Yeah, well, it definitely has to do with exposure as well. You don't want to have too many of the same teams.
Yeah, like Mike Evans is somebody that I have a lot of exposure of. Somebody that I don't have a lot of is someone like Tyreek Hill. So let's take a shot on him. Haven't really done too much.
Yeah, I mean, if Tyreek is even like 85% of what he used to be, then he's going to be incredible value in drafts this year. I'll make another pick here, and then we'll kind of focus back on the rookie draft here.
Yeah, B-Turks here still with a minute 10. Once again, I'll send you a message there, B-Turks, but I'm not sure if you saw that or maybe even watching the live stream. I'll even say
I'll grab Chuba. I haven't drafted him once in this tournament, so that will be my 4th round pick there in the Flex 4 tourney.
Check DMs there, but
yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it. If you're using the like interested button, sorry, someone in one of our leagues is saying they're interested in all of my players right now as we're talking. Shout out to Daniel Macy. But if you use the I'm interested button, it's like I just couldn't care less. He's saying he's interested in Justin Jefferson, Jaden Daniels. I love it. But I agree. To me, it just indicates that you're too lazy. You're too lazy to actually send a trade offer. Like, actually send me something then. As Jaden Higgins comes off the board. And then right after that, Trey Harris, Cam Scattaboo. We've got a roll here. Tyler Shuck. Wow.
About to say your message, drink my cola.
Higgins went. Harris went. Scat went.
What's your team looking like? You're probably not going to do it, are you? You know what? I'll lose on this one. I say that often, and I send bad
That's
trades
how you know
and
it's a
people
bad
don't
offer.
accept.
That's how you know.
The thing is, I send bad trades and people never accept the offers. I was like, well, you should have just taken it. You should have just taken it. All right, so let's get ready for my pick. I send you a trade.
I have not done this often in the Flex 4 tourney, but I did take Xavier Worthy. You guys know I'm a pretty huge Rashee Rice guy, but I feel like in a best ball style, I'm okay to kind of take the shot on like a year 2 breakout. Where did Rice go in this one, I wonder? He went at the 401. I actually love that value a lot more than Xavier Worthy at the 505, but still I wanted to get a little more exposure there. But yeah, obviously we are back here. Tyler Shuck was the last pick there at the 207.
That's what I get for beating. That's okay. There's 2 guys that I've been getting in the sixth spot that I've just been taking shots on often.
What, in the 6th round of the
in the
Flex 4?
6th round.
Yeah.
And they're both, one's a rookie, one's a vet, and a vet that I'm not. I guess. Let's see if I'll take the vet if he's there.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well show you this tourney while we're waiting on this pick here at the 208. I would send Drink My Cola a trade offer, but I just don't think he would reply. No, I appreciate you, Drink My Cola. I love you, but
I've been taking shots on DK Metcalf in the 6th.
I like it
so often. That like and then another rookie who's available that I'm mad at myself.
He should be the focal point of their entire offense. And honestly, I think the 6th round in the Flex 4 tournament is a great opportunity to just take a shot on someone that doesn't have a high exposure. Because if you hit on one of these players that 100%. Are not rostered heavily, like I never look at the top of the ADP here. Like I never look and go, well, Zay Flowers I'm going to take maybe here because I don't have any stock of him. But that is never how I approach it. I'm always thinking, like, for example, I'll probably go Jerry Jeudy here because I talked about him in the video.
Travis Hunter just went.
I'll take Jerry Jeudy.
DK and Travis Hunter.
Sometimes I'll go even further down the ADP and ask myself, like, what if I went Deebo Samuel or Zach Charbonnet if you know we see a trade go down at some point. Like, I just keep asking myself, how can I get super unique in rounds 5 and 6, sorry. And I think the best path to doing that is to taking a player that very rarely gets drafted via ADP in this tournament. So that's the way I've been kind of approaching that last round. Oops.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely do like that.
Jack Besh went off the board. I know that Subadaki was trying to get there, and hurts my heart as well to see him no longer available. Just 2 picks.
208. I wonder what trade I did at the 207, because that means I could have had Jack Besh there from last year. But that's okay. That is okay.
Should I change any of these boosties? No, I'm gonna keep them the way they are. Actually, I feel like I might put Worthy at 1.25 boosted because I just feel like he has a chance for some crazy blow.
I always put DK. I put DK at the 1 instead of if I get him at the 7. There's one more spot in the Flex 4 if you're trying to join, by the way.
All right, I'll join.
So technically 2 more spots, excuse me.
I might get in. Let's see. I might get pushed to the next draft.
It still says 2 spots, so maybe you just have to close your app.
See. No, it's joining. Just got to give it some time.
Okay.
Just got to give it some time. Spot. Let's see. Are we going to get in? Come on. Get me in there. Okay. Let me refresh it.
0 spots waiting.
Oh no! Does it say 0 spots now?
It says joining the draft. Oh, doesn't look like Zach got in.
I didn't get in. No.
Wait, maybe you did. It says checking location. It says join. Hold on, let me see. Nah, you didn't get in. But Sparrow's in here.
It's okay.
Let me know if you're in here with me. I have no idea. T Scoop, BMF. I think that's definitely one of us.
Well, we got 8 spots remaining for someone to get into a draft with me. If you have never played on FastDraft, definitely download it. Give it a try, guys. Really fun. Use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. You can get into 10 free Origin tournaments for the rookie contest, 10 free Flex 4 tournaments. And when you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report and rankings completely free. You can check out the link in our link tree. It's the second link. But again, use the promo code LAND to get those deposits matched.
Okay. So
As
trade goes down.
Bashul Tootin is the player drafted here. And we do see
trade
your
went down in the 2-0 right there, by the way.
we do see your super chat there in the chat, my friend, but we did have a trade go down. It looks like Rowan got the 209 and the 401 and sent away the 211, 308 and a third. So little kind of small little trade back there. Future picks involved, and not gonna lie, it definitely sucks for me because this is kind of a tier that kind of breaks open. I will say I'm very open to hearing offers, guys. So if you guys are interested in this pick, I am interested in hearing your offers. So would love to hear what you got for me. If there is nothing, I'll make my pick at 3 minutes. This doesn't need to last too long. What I need from you, Badaki, is to tell me who won the toilet bowl.
Yeah, give me a second. Would you take a third for that pick?
No. Why would I do that?
I'm just asking. That's why I'm asking. Why would you? Some people would.
Why would I take a random third in the future instead of a guaranteed second? What's the best case outcome there? You finish as the worst team and I get the 301 in a worse class?
Best case outcome, you can get a Book Nakua next year, maybe. Best case outcome. We've seen that in the past, haven't we?
That is interesting salesmanship.
Just we've seen it in the past, man.
All right, I'm probably not going to waste too much more time here. No offer. Currently, we're gonna draft. All right,
wow.
I'm gonna draft Kyle Williams here. I'll say it. I don't care that you hurt your elbow. If you know, you know. I'm gonna draft Kyle Williams here if I don't get any offers. In fact,
all right, let's go to previous.
I'm probably not gonna waste any more time. I'm just gonna go ahead and take Kyle Williams here. Kyle Williams is the pick. Welcome to the squad, brother. One of my guys pre-draft.
Rowan won the consolation prize.
Okay, cool. So Rowan is our winner of the toilet bowl, so he'll get the comp pick there.
Send me a little message on who you thinking that you're gonna get, Rowan, just so I can get this graphic up for the crew.
Oh, I was gonna say, does Badaki have a draft pick upcoming? Because that could be collusion. But no, he doesn't.
I have nothing upcoming.
Let's see. Can we answer this question here from Velta? Just pulled off Neighbors and Genty for Downs. Tucker, 126 first, 126 second, and 127 first, second, and third. So someone got Downs, Tucker, and a tight end premium. A first and 26, that would be top three. A second and 26, a first and 27, a second and 27, a third and 27. Whoever got Neighbors and Genty, like by far, is the side of this package that I want. It's not even close. So yeah. Whoever got Neighbors and Genty there, I'm assuming that was you. That's a monumental win. And I'm really struggling to understand how they were that affordable, quite frankly. So big win. We also have some trade questions on the Flock site, which I can have a geese at here while we're waiting for Drink McCullough. He is doing his thing, going through his process with those picks he's got. And we have a trade question here from Fire Fist Pharaoh. They said they would still have the 106. Hold on, let me move our face. They said they would still have the 105, 106, and 202 if they made this deal, but looks like they are sending away the 109 and a second round pick for a late second Pittman and a fourth and Shakir. Let me double check there's no other context before I answer this, because I'm pretty firmly going the 109. It's not even close. Just had to double check I wasn't missing anything, but yeah. I'm gonna say very strongly we are taking the 109 side of this deal. It's not even remotely close in my opinion. Agreed?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I guess Shakir is the reason you might do this, but Pittman is nowhere near this expensive. Shakir shouldn't be this expensive, and these seconds are canceling each other out. So I would very much rather have the 109 in a start 9 small format like that. It's not even close. Spherical Jet here. They said Hunter and Harvey, Golden and Judkins, and the 205. I don't know if this is a trade question. Let's see. Planning on doing a trade, and these would be the side effects. Which result do you like better? He said, sorry, it should read Hunter and Harvey or Golden, Judkins, and the 205. Okay. So, would you rather have Hunter and RJ Harvey or Golden, Judkins, and the 205? That's pretty close.
Yeah, that is pretty close. I think we're nitpicking here.
I lean Hunter and Harvey, but it's very close.
Yeah, it is very close. I think the next thing to break down personally, if he had his team linked, was, what does your team need? Is this a start 10, a start 11? Is this a smaller league, more like a start 8? Because if it is a start 8, maybe you want the heavy hitter and Hunter, but I think it's pretty even, right? I mean, just tearing back, getting a still first round wide receiver, not a top 5 pick, but getting Judkins, who is a second round running back. In the 205, who, for example, you got Trey Harris here, or Cam Scatterbo, or Jaden Higgins. I'm kind of okay with that.
I think they're both pretty even outcomes, but yeah, I like Hunter, a Hunter side a little bit more. We got another trade question here from Fire Fist Pharaoh. Superflex, they have Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix, and Geno Smith apparently. And just reading this question, it looks like they would be sending away Bo Nix for 2 seconds and Brock Purdy.
We call it trade window.
Okay, trade window. Let's go ahead and activate this trade window here.
Okay. Gosh.
How long ago was that?
That was just a few seconds ago.
Okay. Okay, cool. So the trade window's been activated for Drink My Cola. What was I saying? But I think this is pretty fair. Like, this is a pretty fair deal, honestly, between like Knicks 2 seconds and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is my quarterback 12. He has a long-term contract, so you can make an argument he is safer. Of course, there's a chance for a sophomore slump with Bo. I don't think he will have a sophomore slump. I think he's just a very solid player. In fact, if you guys remember this draft cycle last year, I compared Bo Nix to Brock Purdy a lot. That was my favorite comparison for him. But I actually think Bo Nix has more rushing appeal. Overall, I'm pretty indifferent on this. Honestly, with the rushing appeal, it's a start 9. It's a very small starting lineup. I might prefer Bo Nix here a little bit. Like, my counter would be, can you send a second and, like, on your side? So, for example, can you send a second, like, in 26 or something? Well, are any of these? Okay, so let's just say that's a second in the future. And instead, can we get Purdy? Okay, I screwed that up. Hold on. Sorry. So instead, can we get Purdy and a first? Does that make sense? Like, that would be my potential counter if you can stretch it out that far. But I don't mind this deal. Probably in like a start 11, I would take the picks and Purdy. But in a start 9, it's about as even as it gets. So I don't have a strong opinion on that one myself. We have another question here from Maximum Effort, which we can get to. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any. Okay, cool. Just not making sure. Tell me if anything happens in the draft that I'm missing. But yeah, it looks like they're sending away Josh Jacobs for a first and Cam Scatterbo. I think the most you can net right now for Josh Jacobs is a first-round pick. So to get a first-round pick and Cam Scatterbo on top of it, I think that's a pretty that's a pretty good package there to take to move on from Mr. Josh Jacobs. We're gonna upgrade those. That goes. Okay, so Lad here with a trade question. Looks like they would be sending away Quinshon Judkins, Breece Hall, and Badaki. Send the link in the chat if people want to get their question on the stream through the Flock site. But Lad's fan is sending away Judkins, Breece Hall, and Nico Collins to get back Bijan and Terry McLaurin. That seems like I love Bijan Robinson, but
no, I think that's great. I mean,
I'm not sure I would take that deal. I think I would prefer the Judkins, Breece, and Nico side of that. Is that crazy to say?
Yeah, I mean, no. If you're really thinking about,
as Jalen Milroe comes
he
off
made
the
a big
board.
day. So I'm guessing you can take him off the clock. I guess I don't know. All right, not trade window, but you pause it now, and
we actually
then
need to pause it again. Wait.
Rowan.
No, we can't give you Jalen Knoll. We can't give you Jalen Knoll. The comp pick is now, and it's Rowan's. So who did Rowan decide with? Rowan, are you with us, brother?
Yeah, he is with us. He told us who, but I just wanted to double check before I say I say it. Rowan, can you just say who you said, just so we're on the same page? I don't want to say the wrong person because maybe you weren't expecting somebody to be available. Yes, you can. I figured. I would imagine.
Okay. All right, Jalen Knoll is the pick there. Keep in mind that, there's nothing dodgy going on here. There was always going to be a pause after the second round, as is the case for all of our drafts. And
I'll put that graphic on the site now because I already have one of Knoll. He was going to say somebody else, which I'm not going to say.
The comp pick is always done after the second round. We manually add it. And now if you guys refresh the board, Jalen Knoll will no longer be available. And now we can go ahead and put Drink My Cola back on the clock, but we'll change it to 3 minutes now. Apologies, Drink My Cola, but we always got to give the comp winner a chance to make that pick there. So he is going to be the one who ends up with Mr. Jalen Knoll.
All right, awesome. And once again, that comp pick graphic is up already if you want to put that on there.
Yes, sir. Just wait for that to download, and then we will go ahead and update that. Oh, it's the same player as it was last time, actually. So, yeah, perfect. All right, Jalen Knoll is officially the pick there as Shedeur Sanders comes off the board. Then Terrence Ferguson.
That's what you like to see there, huh, Ron? That's what you like to see. I'm in this flex 4. Are you in there? There's 3 spots left. Are you waiting in this one, or you weren't in there?
I'm in here.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we're. Scribbles, great question. Has there ever been a trade that was so bad that you want to quit Dynasty?
Well, before we answer that, I want to make sure we answer Lad's question, right? Because we were in the middle of answering that, and I just want to make sure that we actually finish that.
We'll talk. I'll talk about that because I don't think I finished my thought process there. I think you think of the startup like Zach always says, and where's Bijan, and then Nico going, and it's not that big of a jump, and to kind of fill those gaps with Breece Hall and then Quinshon Judkins. Is pretty significant. I think what Quinshon and I would even argue Breece Hall is going ahead of Terry McLaurin in startups as well. So I think, and the younger assets.
No, you make a great point. Like Nico and Bijan are probably 5 spots difference in a startup as far as like where they're going. Yeah. So then the difference between Breece and Judkins is just way too vast. So we're very strongly going to suggest to keep the non-Bijan package, as we see Dylan Sampson coming off the board here as well. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure we answered that trade question.
No, you're totally fine.
But has there ever been a trade that was so bad that it made you want to quit Dynasty? I've never made a trade that's felt that way, but I've certainly seen like trades in certain leagues where it's just heartbreaking, but you kind of have to talk to yourself and say, I'm a big boy. I'm going to pull up my big boy pants, and I'm going to be okay. So certainly there's been moments where trades have happened where it's so frustrating that you just don't understand it, but never to the point where it's made me quit a league or anything,
Yeah, I would agree. I would completely agree.
As Jaden Blue comes off the board, I thought that was great value.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy value as well.
I was considering him at the 210, so I really like that pick, whoever just made that pick. By the way, if you just watched us jump into that Flex 4 tournament. We just jumped into another one. There are 4 spots remaining at the moment. Would love to have you guys join us. If you've never played on the FastDraft app, you can download the app, use a promo code LAND at sign up. Then we'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish your first contest, if it's Origins, if it's Flex 4, I'm going to send you my rookie report and season rankings cheat sheet completely free. You can check out the link in the chat. Did I double put that in there? It's in the chat, basically. So definitely check that out if you'd like to draft with us.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome.
We have some more questions which we can get to on the Flock side if you like. Appreciate everybody for being here with us. We had a like goal today of 150 likes, and you guys smashed it. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Y'all are awesome. The only other thing I would say is if you haven't checked out our first channel on the redraft, our first video on the redraft channel, shout out to English. Sometimes I think I have, what's that thing where you mix words around?
Dyslexia?
Yeah, sometimes I think I might have dyslexia. But anyway, we did release our first video we haven't released anything on this channel, Fantasyland Football, in about 5 months. So first video, we just released that today. Go check it out, give it a watch, and subscribe over there if you like the content. It'll definitely help your Dynasty teams as well. But Dominic is on the clock here. I think he set a queue because his only other pick was Hampton at the 102. So I think he kind of clocked in, clocked out type thing. But Drink My Cola's had a huge draft here. I ended up with just Tet McMillan and Kyle Williams. My first share of Tet McMillan. Not going to lie, T-Greg. I wanted Travis Hunter. That was 100%. I wanted Travis Hunter, but I was like, damn, he traded up for Travis. Oh, all right.
Yeah, I needed a running back in this team or in this league, and I was like, there's no way Zach's taking a running back here. Because he has the 111, and I was like, oh, he'd probably trade out of that, or he'd trade up to get somebody like he wanted, like a Travis Hunter.
Look, my ideal outcome in this league was probably Hunter, Harvey, Burden, if I could manage it, but it didn't work out that way. So I'm glad with what we were able to get done.
Yeah, same. I'm glad getting Quinchon. Only had 1 pick, got Quinchon. I need a running back, and I got him. So.
As Mr. Giddens off the board. I like it. It's bold. It's brave.
Bold is brave. Oh, you're on the clock on FastDraft shit. Sorry.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you just got auto pick Malik Neighbors though, so that's fine. I would imagine.
I'm on the clock in FastDraft?
Yeah, now you're on the clock on FastDraft again.
What?
You're at the 109.
What the heck? It didn't even give me a notification. Okay. That's fine. We're here. We've got 10 seconds left. And we're going to grab Ash and Genty. So we'll start Neighbors Genty out. How did Neighbors fall to the 109? Well, no, I guess that makes sense.
I would say that's kind of fine, but I guess a bunch of running backs went first. So I got the 101 here. I got Jamar Chase. Where does Brock Bowers normally go? Because I got Brock Bowers at like the 20.
I don't know, but I'll be honest.
7 last time.
You don't have to draft any particular position. So in the Flex 4, you can draft all running backs, all wide. There's no quarterbacks. You don't have to draft a single tight end if you don't want to. And there's really never a moment where I look at a tight end and I'm like, I really want to add that tight end to my team. Like even Brock Bowers. I know that sounds strange, but
for me it is Brock. Like his ADP is 13 too, so I guess at the 203, and I got him at the 207 in the last one. So I was pretty pumped about that.
So Devin Neal was the pick, by the way, and Drink My Cola is back on the clock. I mean, this man has been running the draft, all right, his way, and I love it.
Oh, let me find out. I can double up here.
What do you mean double up, bro? Remember, 3rd round reversal.
Yeah, but I mean, I meant that in a different way. So let's wait and see if we.
Okay, well, obviously,
a little unique
we know
here.
What you're saying here.
Yeah, double up. Let's double up.
You want to do that in a best ball though?
I think. I guess if
is that not going to really hurt your upside if you make it past the playoffs or into the playoffs?
I guess does it matter if both those guys are top 10 guys every week? I mean, that's kind of what it's been, no? I could be wrong. Could be completely wrong.
I think you're really limiting your potential outcome each week in the playoffs, personally.
Sure.
I don't have any Garrett Wilson, so we'll take some Garrett Wilson there at the 302. Probably should have gone Drake London, but whatever. I don't know, like genuine question. You don't think that's limiting the upside at all?
I actually have no idea. I would imagine it wouldn't if how would it limit the
because
I think we can both
those guys both aren't going to have 30-point games every week. And if you're adding two guys in the same offense and then you're looking towards like wanting to win it all in like a week 17, wrap up, right? Like let's say your team makes it that far. You're pretty much limiting one of your spots to hit this massive ceiling that you want as an outcome, in my opinion.
But I guess like in a point per game basis, like sure,
doesn't matter.
I guess
Points
for
per
me
game does not matter in this format.
I guess I'm saying in the sense of I think I can see, like in that scenario, I would have taken Drake London, right? But in a higher upside standpoint, I think T Higgins has a higher upside.
Okay, well this is a great example. Okay, so think about this. Do you think in week 17, if you had Drake London and Jamar Chase, or T Higgins and Jamar Chase, your roster has more upside? What roster has more upside with those two options? A higher range of outcomes. To me, it's the one that doesn't have two receivers connected to the same quarterback on the same team.
Shit, I'm on the clock here.
All right, Arroyo comes off the board, as well as Jarquez Hunter, Mr. Isaac Tesla as well.
Chuba. Honestly, have no idea. Would love to know if there's anyone out there that has that data, or if maybe that's a video, limiting upside, or
I just feel like it's a philosophy that I'm trying to talk through, and
yeah,
it makes sense to me. I don't know.
I guess would it limit your upside then, like if taking the same running back in that same thing? So like for example, people that took Bijan and Drake London last year, people really loved that, and that was a pair, or AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley, or
it's much more likely that a running back and a wide receiver can both go off in the same game than two wide receivers going for a 30-point bomb. But regardless, I don't think anyone would suggest to load up on one offense, though. I think most people in best ball are very much anti against that idea as a general rule of thumb.
And that I understand. I guess if there is one wide receiver group that potentially could do that, is probably them, maybe. But honestly, no, I have limited knowledge when it comes down to specific strategies. But
I am going to draft Amarion Hampton here. First share of Amarion Hampton. I'll take him at the 409. So we've got two rookie running backs in that Flex 4 tournament. Not sure how I feel about that. G Money's on the clock here in the Hotel League, by the way. He has the 312. He got a great value at the 304 with Jaden Blue, and now gets to make another pick before Rowan's back up on the clock at the 401. As DJ Moore was selected, I was probably, love that pick, G Money. We'll talk about that in 1 second. DJ Moore comes off the board. Then Mr. Kenneth Walker. I have no Kittle. I definitely want to add some Marvin Harrison exposure, so that's what we'll do there. Betting on a year 2 breakout. My 5th round pick, Mr. Marvin Harrison. I'm not playing it safe in these best ball style tournaments, all right? I'm trying to get as much upside and risk as possible. As Woody Marks was the pick there at the 312. Really like that pick a lot. So, yeah. Big shout out to G Money there, who hasn't made many picks, but they've been impactful picks. All right. Rowan is up on the clock here. Remember, Rowan won the comp pick, so he added Jalen Noel as well after the 2nd round, but has Genty, Henderson, Tootin, and Terrence Ferguson so far, and adds another running back to the squad in Jordan James. Then Pat Bryant comes off the board. Pat Bryant
at the 4-2 is crazy. I think that's
Xavier
great value.
Restrepo now off the board as well. I like this run of picks here. Restrepo is just a great dart throw. I mean, there's just no reason not to throw a dart throw on Restrepo, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I've been taking him a lot in the Origins formats. In those last picks. But why not, Okay, there goes DK. All right, well, we can pivot to then Rome. Okay, let's pivot to then Rome. And then let's go for, I guess in the best ball, we can do Jameson. Switch it up with JMO.
Josh. Yes, I will not make that mistake again. I promise you. As, yes, Jameson was the pick there by Badaki in the flex 4. But love the Pat Bryant pick, man. I keep feeling like he is undervalued in rookie drafts. I think he should probably be,
I think so as well,
a 3rd round pick, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, I think you can argue over Samson, over Ferguson. I guess those 2 names, I would still take Sanders and Mason and Milroe over those, just because I feel like their ceiling is significantly higher. But I really like Pat Bryant and the situation that he's going into, right? The situation is nice, is intriguing.
B Turt's here. Remember his first pick was Ibuka. Broke my heart because that's who I wanted at the 110. Then I traded out the 110. Tyler Warren, Jaden Higgins. I like his draft so far. He's got a chance to add another dart throw here at the 404. As Mr. Will Howard off the board. And Corey is up on the clock, and Corey is active with us. Shout out to Corey. Look, Corey only had 1 pick in this entire draft, or 2 picks, sorry, and they both came in the 4th round. And this man is active, and he's ready to go. And he takes like 10 seconds, and he says, "Give me Alec with confidence." I love that mindset there. I love that just ability to be ready. Playoff basketball. All right, I'm going to make my last pick here in this Flex 4 tourney. Again, when we go this far into a draft, I am trying to get a little bit unique. So I think I'm going to grab Ricky Pearsall. Just try and kind of throw something at this draft that I don't think many players are actually going to be drafting or having much stock of. I also really love Deebo Samuel as a pick this late in these drafts as well. So could have gone Deebo. He would have been one of my favorite picks there as well, with one of the last picks in Flex 4. But yeah, that was fun. Again, if you guys are, if you guys are people who have downloaded FastDraft, who have used the promo code LAND, or even not, even if you're just on FastDraft and you've already enjoyed it before you found us, DM me on Discord, because I would love to add you to our group chat where we kind of where we draft together with our community. But right after these last couple picks, we will get into some team playbooks. And as the Cavaliers up on the clock, he had a huge draft here. I missed the Brashard Smith pick, but I love it. The Kroski pick, Ja'Cory Kroski Merritt, I love as well. Ty Felton comes off the board. Then we see Ollie Gordon going off the board there. All fantastic picks by you guys. And Torrey Horton, we have one last draft selection to be made here before we get into some team playbooks.
Yeah, making
as
these,
it is Harold Fannin Jr. So let's have a look at our squad post rookie draft. I'm one player over the roster limit, and we'll figure that out in a second. Probably going to throw away Malachi Corley. I know that might be giving up too early. That's fine. I mean, when a guy, someone tell me the historical hit rates and comparisons on a guy who has 3 receptions for his rookie season. I'll live with that if it ends up being a mistake on my part. But absolutely love the team that we've got here together. This is what we're looking at going into the 2025 season for my hotel squad. We are starting Mr. Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Malik Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Trey McBride, Jacobs, Brown, Rice, Jordan Love. We might put Walker in there. McMillan's on the bench. Deebo Samuel, Jerry Jeudy, Jameson Williams on the bench as well. Kyle Williams in the taxi there. But Aki, do you want to walk us through what your squad looks like now? Let me see if I can find your team. Where's your team at? Yes. Go ahead.
Let me know you're ready. Okay. I have CJ Stroud, James Cook, Quinshon Judkins with the new addition. It's my only pick in this draft. Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Dalton, Kincaid with Drizzy Drake, Ricky Pearsall, David Monty with brother Bo. Nick, I got Justin Field on the bench. Brian Thomas there as well.
Brian Thomas.
Brian Robinson, excuse me.
I was gonna say, don't put him on the bench.
Hunter, I like Hunter Henry and Jake Ferguson there as star throws as well. So I'm liking the way this is going.
Definitely appreciate y'all for being here with us. We're having a lot of fun. We are going to jump into some team playbooks here, but we also have some trade questions we'll get through. So, Badaki, if people want to ask a trade question on the Flock site, maybe you can put a little message in there, a little link in there on how they can do that. And again, a big shout out to everybody in the Hotel League, T Gray and G Money and a Dominic and Mr. 305, Rowan, Cavalier, Corey, Dynasty Dude, B Turts, Drink McCullough. Appreciate y'all big time for the support. This has been a league that I've been, loving being a part of, and hopefully I'm coming for the chip this year. Spider Mike with the trade question here. Shout out to Spider Mike. And his question is thoughts on Monty next year and losing my 1 and 2 26 first round picks. Well, I believe the question is built around Monty or Jaden Blue in a third. And I would lean Monty if that's the question.
I would lean Monty as well. Now, if that for some reason, if the site was messed up and that third was really a 26 first, and you got Jaden Blue, I would take David Montgomery.
I'm gonna assume.
Excuse me, I would take the first. I would take the first, not. I would take the first over David Montgomery. I think I said that wrong. Yes.
I'm gonna assume that this is the way the trade went through, where you are getting Montgomery. Love Jaden Blue, and there's a chance he takes over that job, but the historical hit rate is really bad for where he was drafted, and there's no guarantee he's not replaced next year. Monty, you just know is going to be a part of that offense at least this year, if not beyond, depending on what that contract looks like. I think he has overall more value, right? And the other offer he said in the background is that he has the same offer for Sam Darnold. And honestly, when I think about those two names, like Monty and Darnold, they both have their own risk associated, and I will put them in the same tier of value when we talk about trading like rookie picks, right? You're not going to be able to trade Monty or Sam for like the 201 and the 202, but you might be able to get, trade them for like the 205, 206 range. So it's not too far off, but, would you prefer Monty or Darnold? I guess it depends. I would value them very similarly, but let's look at your team. I'm assuming this is your team here. I don't think it's linked your team properly. Let's try and find Jaden
Spider
Blue.
Mike is with us. What's your team name?
Let's try and find. Okay, the Rain and Sun God. I think with this team that has Walker, Kyron, Connor, I feel better about that than having Aiden O'Connell as my quarterback 3. So I would probably lean towards taking Darnold in a Superflex format. But they're both great options.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Look, I'm not a big fan of Darnold. I doubt you can get anyone else. First thing that came to mind was like, can I do that same thing for a Justin Fields, which is highly doubtful. But if I can do it for Justin Fields, I would. But
it feels like you have one particular owner on the rocks here who's willing to overpay, and you're right. I don't think that's going to be available elsewhere. So
I'll be okay to take that.
Appreciate the question there. We've got another trade question here from MFRIAR. They became an annual member and they're using one of their free trade question vouchers. It looks like they're sending away Joe Burrow for Michael Penix in a first. I would definitely lean Burrow here. Let me see if there's any context. That's all the context, but I'm not sure if I would even do this deal if it was like a guaranteed top 3 pick. I still would have question marks about this deal. So
I would completely agree with you. I want Joe Burrow top 3 pick.
Maybe if there was like a guarantee, it was the 101, but you can't really guarantee that. I think it's missing like a first round pick of value in my mind in a Superflex format. And I like Penix, but Burrow is just, I mean, their offense is so clearly defined on how they're going to run it. They're going to throw the ball a ton. Nobody's paying more money to quarterback and wide receiver combos than the Cincinnati Bengals. So I'm going to pretty heavily lean the Burrow side of this. Do we have another trade question? We do. From Big Vegan Beef. It looks like they're saying Waddle manager likes Kyle Williams. Keep Kyle or try this. Definitely take the Waddle side. You can get some incredible just overpays of the rookie class for veterans. That happens every year around this time. So I would confidently say, as much as I love Kyle Williams, if you can grab a guy who went top 10 in the NFL draft, right, who got a long-term contract, who has already shown fantasy success, and just throw away a Ramondre Stevenson, easy yes on the Jalen Waddle side of this deal if you can do this.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. No question about it.
Another trade question we have from here, and again, you can check out the link Nightbot just sent in there if you guys want to submit your trade questions through the Flock site. From Gaff Redu, it looks like they can send away the 101 for Bucky Irving in the 106. This is really interesting because let's put a name to that. Bucky Irving and Cam Ward. Bucky Irving and Travion Henderson. Bucky Irving and Travis Hunter. Bucky Irving and Tet McMillan. Bucky Irving and Quinshon Judkins.
The bigger question is what your team looks like. And this is why we tell you guys to submit your team onto the site or ask questions on the site, because we can actually have a look at your team, give you a little bit more detail here. This is a start 9 as well. So this is a smaller
So it's
league.
a 10 team and a start 9. So that's two great pieces of context that might make us actually lean more towards Genty here. But what do you think?
I would agree. I'm assuming his
starting lineup right now, he has, if he sticks and picks, it's going to be Mahomes, Caleb, Genty, Achane, Neighbors, Rice, Jonnu, Wilson, Adunze. Honestly, though, his running back room is pretty weak.
It is. I mean, so is this tight end,
and it's a tight end premium league,
and you could potentially get a tight end there at that 106. Depending on how big that premium is, like, can you get Loveland or Tyler Warren there? That completely changes your team, and you still get a running back there. So
can we find a way to get Hawkinson? Can you do a Hawkinson, and like, how far can you push this deal, right? Can you do a Hawkinson Kelsey swap in this? I know that's asking a lot, but is that a possible counter? If that's not available, can you, how else can we potentially alter this? Let's say, can you grab a T. Higgins and send back T. Higgins isn't going to work, but let's say like Tajay Spears instead of T. Higgins, we would ask back for like a running back that slightly upgrades us, like a Joe Mixon or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that.
See how far, or David Montgomery, like those are two options. Like, see how far you can stretch that. But in a start 9, if that's kind of like straight up where they're willing to go, I might lean Genty. But given your team and the context, I think there is definitely some flexibility there to get a deal done.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Tony says, do I make this trade? I have wide receiver depth and the 103, 108. So it looks like they would be sending away Walker Worthy in a second for Genty and a 5th. It's a start 8, 1 quarterback. So it's a meat and potatoes. You can only flex 2 names. It's a smaller starting lineup. I am probably going to lean Genty here, but let me look at the team.
Yeah, no question. I think without looking at the team, I feel like you should still get the value there.
So even if he makes this deal, he's starting Caleb Williams, and he would be starting Genty, Achane, Chase, London, Hawkinson, and then he only needs to start 3 more names between Marvin, Adunze, Chase Brown, and then he still has a 103, the 108 to build out the rest of this roster with depth. So
I think you take that trade.
I think you take the 101 here.
If you can. Yeah, 100%.
Love it. All right. I think that's all of the trade questions currently in rotation. Oh, we do have one more. My bad.
I think it's our board Caviar.
Cavalier.
Which is...
Yeah, okay, yes. All right, let's have a look at this trade offer here. What do you think? A first and a second, so JJ McCarthy, or the 103 and a second? I'll take JJ McCarthy's side all day.
Yeah,
not even
getting
close,
JJ honestly. in a first, I think is the first and the second is pretty significant there. So
Yeah, I
Especially
mean,
and I think you say it all the time, is like if JJ McCarthy was coming into this draft, he would easily be the 102, 103.
well, he would be in the conversation. You know, he and Cam
Yeah.
Ward. I think people
Yeah.
would probably prefer him over Cam Ward because of that landing spot. I know that might sound crazy, but I would say I'm very, very strongly leaning the JJ McCarthy side of this deal. In fact, it's not even close. This would be a non-starter if it was sent to me. I would prefer McCarthy. So, all right, let's get to some of these team playbooks. Remember, late Galish's Frodo and Wolfman were offline and they're done. The first one we are going to look at here is from Casey29.
All right, Casey, appreciate you. Let us know if you are here. Thank you so much for your support. That chalkboard is already up there, and this is a 2-quarterback 12-team start 10. And by the way, people that are wondering, we are going to be doing our draft order review for our Bronx League after these team playbooks. Okay, so definitely stay tuned for that. But that is start 10 Superflex League. He says 12-hour draft clocks have ton of players around the world. Hey, that's awesome. Kind of like us.
Yeah.
We have a lot of players around the world, but we don't do a slow draft. We try and get all together there.
Yeah, but if you can't manage it for convenience sake,
Yeah.
then no problem with that. But
yeah, absolutely,
it's awesome
no
to have an
problem.
international league. It's a lot of fun, quirky moments, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look at this team here. Long Rod Van Hugh. You love to see it. Jaden Daniels, Bryce Young, Jackson Dart there. Decent quarterback room there with Bryce Young. We still believe in the next come up here. At the running back position, Jahmyr Gibbs, RJ Harvey, Warren Spears. So you have 2 running backs that we like in Gibbs and Harvey. At the wide receiver position, you can start up to 5 wide receivers, and here's your starting 5: Nico, Jameson Williams, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Jack Besh, Kyle Williams, Jalen Noel. So a lot of rookies infused into this offense here. In this team, Evan Ingram with Terrence Ferguson, and you don't have your 26 first either.
Yeah.
All right.
And by the way, on the back end, he left a little note, and he said he just finished up his rookie draft. Who should he target? Do we think he should be competitive or rebuild? So those were his main questions. Not a bad team overall. What would you lean grade wise on a team like this?
I would say a team like this. I mean, my first instinct went to like a B flat.
Yeah.
Type of team.
I'm right there with you,
yeah, nothing too crazy. Going straight. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, without your own first round pick in 2026, this is gonna push us pretty much automatically into a win now window. It's difficult once you send away your own first round pick back to get it back rather, and you have a good enough team. I think. Oh, I don't know. I think we might have to make some moves here, but I do think you're gonna need to go and contend, considering you have no benefit to not contend. Does that make sense without your own first round pick?
I agree.
But go ahead and talk us through some admin.
Yeah, some untouchables. Jaden Daniels, Jahmyr Gibbs are some 2 untouchables there that I would say. I guess you could throw Nico Collins in there, but just for the sake of the graphic and your team playbook holds, probably going to be holding a lot of these young rookies that you drafted. So the names like RJ Harvey, the Jack Besh, the Luther Burdens, even Kyle Williams or Jalen Noel or Jalen McMillan is also in that scenario as well. Some drops. I guess there's no drops. I guess there's 2 people you can drop. I'd say you can drop Sean Tucker and then Marcus Mariota, just to free up some room. Some waiver wire ads here, which I don't think there's any. For me, I would pick up Miles Sanders just to see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's anyone else.
I think because he's a
I'm willing to pick
contender,
up.
it definitely makes sense to see if Sanders can be anything in that offense. Parker Washington, De'Ami Brown, Deontay Thornton, are 2 guys that you could, 3 guys rather, that you could consider picking up. I don't know exactly what De'Ami Brown's role will be, but to be fair, we all expect, based off what the coaching staff has said, that the main role for Travis this year will be receiver. But to be fair, there's still like a non-zero chance that he plays cornerback, and then Dyami Brown is maybe more relevant than any of us thought he would be. Does that make sense? So
yeah,
I don't think it's worth a speculative ad. But let's have a look at your draft. All right, you just finished your draft. I would say the main pieces that you ended up adding were Jackson Dart, Harvey, Burden, Besh, Williams, Knoll. But you look at this haul that you kind of have here, and if we're really honest, Harvey is the only guy that's gonna help you right away. We don't expect Dart to start this year. Burden, we don't know when he's going to be productive there, right? Jack Besh has a great chance to help you right away. Maybe Kyle. Knoll's a great player. But I gave you a B plus originally. The more I think about this, I would more go like B minus, just because for your specific team where you know you don't have your first and 26, I might have targeted other names. Like instead of Dart, I probably would have gone Caleb Johnson, because I know I got to contend this year, right? So it's still a fine haul. It's just the type of haul you would typically see for a rebuilding team, even though we don't have our first. And then, like we said, Sanders, Washington, Dyami Brown, Thornton are interesting names here. Now, you agree that we have to contend with this team?
Yes.
So that puts us in an interesting position, right? Because our starting lineup is probably going to be Daniels, Young, Gibbs, Harvey, Collins, Jameson, Evan Ingram, and we still have to start 3 names between DJ Moore, I guess Burden, Besh. Like, there's really not a lot of depth on this team. So unless you can get your first round pick back, like, can you send Jameson away for your own first? Can you send DJ Moore away for your own first? Before we even get into anything, if you want to rebuild, can you send DJ Moore for your 26 first, right? Can you send Jameson for your 26 first? Let's just list all of the names of the players that we'd be willing to. I guess that's primarily those names, but that's how you would turn this into a rebuilder. And honestly, if you had your own first, I probably would lean more of a 1-year punt. With the way the lack of depth that a team like this has. I mean, we don't even have like a Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp that we can throw in there, a Deebo Samuel, a James Conner, Isaiah Pacheco. So,
that's kind of where I was gonna kind of lean. Like, can we get Adams, Godwin, the Jerry Judys of the world, use a second or a future, but you still will be short. If we were to add Devontae Adams to this team, you're still short. Were to have somebody else onto the team, you're still short because of your lineup there. So trying to get your first back might be ideal, or what you can do is play in or out, right? Like, that's kind of another pathway, which really just means that see what happens, see if these rookies really do take off. Let's just say Jameson is the Jameson that we all thought he was going to be coming out of college, and like be in my perspective crazy impactful to an offense. In a fantasy points per game perspective, and then Jack Besh comes in and he's like the Darnell Mooney, like he's putting Darnell Mooney numbers up. Then maybe you can wait and see what happens. But there's really not much here to do unless you try and get your first back.
Well,
and then
if you don't get your first back, you might need to look at like a tear down of Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know how else. Like, I don't really want to tear down off of Daniels because of the longevity that he offers no matter what happens. But I will say maybe we should label this more of an in or out. And when you're watching this, just know that if you can't get your first back, then you have to contend, right? So this is if you're out, okay? And this is if you're in, okay? And again, like, you can't go to someone and say, well, I'll give you Harvey, DJ Moore, and Burden for my first round pick. You're probably going to be held at gunpoint in a way. Like, they're going to have all the leverage over you because they're going to know that you're going to want to rebuild. But if they're reasonable and you can send one of these guys away, for your own first round pick, then great, you can rebuild. If not, I think you're going to have to contend. And the only way I can really see that happening with your lack of draft capital is by tearing down from Jahmyr Gibbs. I really don't see another way to do this. Nico doesn't give you the power to do that. Daniels, we want to keep for the longevity at quarterback. So I think that is the way you have to do it. Let's just go through these teams one by one from the top and see if there's names that we could do that with. So, for example, Breece Hall, Marvin Harrison. Okay, two guys that underperformed drastically last year, but make a lot of sense for your specific build, right? Are you okay with that? Do you want more? I think we all want more. I don't know if you can actually get it. I mean, maybe you could potentially add a James Cook if you add a second into that. Like, that might be the most you can stretch it, but I don't know if that's possible in most formats, you know? And this is a 10-team league. No, it's not. It's 12 teams. So that's probably not going to be possible. But the other option is you go Brian Thomas, James Cook.
Okay.
Right? Like, those are really the main ideas I'd have with that first team, but certainly could be a possibility. Let's keep looking. And you could even go T. Higgins instead of Marvin in these deals, by the way, if that ends up working out. OJ Dripson. Wow. What a name. But we would probably do like an Achane Rice Pearsall.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to throw your second into this as well. And again, let's just say you get this deal done, for example. All right, it's just this one. Let's just look at your team. So you're going to lose Gibbs, but you're going to add Achane, Rice, and Pearsall. Okay, so now our starting lineup would be Daniels, Young, Achane, RJ Harvey. Achane, RJ Harvey is still going to be our starting lineup there. Then at wide receiver, we're going to start Nico and Rashee Rice, Evan Ingram, and then we need to start 3 more names, and now we can actually do that because we can start Jameson, we can start Pearsall, we can start DJ Moore. That's a much more coherent lineup for this year. Let's keep looking.
I agree.
Keep looking here. So if it's not that, you could maybe sneak in like a CD Chuba.
CD Chuba.
I think that's in the right league. That's on the table because a lot of people are undervaluing CeeDee Lamb right now. I certainly wouldn't accept it, but there's no reason not to send it. You could go the Judkins route. Let's say like Judkins. I want to say Judkins and Monroe, but that's asking too much. So let's keep looking. What about like Mixon? What about like Walker Puka?
Kenneth Walker, Puka.
And then you send Gibbs in a second or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
not in love with it. I'll tell you that. I'm not in love with it, but like,
sure,
it can put you into contend, which is pretty significant.
You could go London CMC and something. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe London CMC and Shakir or Pacheco or Ayuk.
Yeah.
Ayuk in an ideal world, I don't think you can stretch it that far, but instead of Ayuk, can you do Shakir? Can you do Pacheco? But the reality is, I don't like any of your other options. I think you almost have to make a move like that. And again, keep in mind that if you can't get your own first back and you can't sell Jahmyr Gibbs for a package like this, okay, that's all right. Be patient. Just go into the season. Your team is good enough to probably make the playoffs on alone, the Daniels, Gibbs, Nico combination. But those are the type of offers we would be looking to do if we had your team.
Yeah, man, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Please let us know if you have any well, you're not here with us, so you can't ask us any questions, but just part of my spiel. We appreciate you. You should be receiving your playbook here within 48 to 72 hours as I catch up coming back from surgery here, Casey. But thank you so much for your support.
Appreciate you big time, my friend. We are going to jump into our next team playbook. We appreciate y'all big time for being with us. You can check out the pinned comment in the chat. if you want to get your team playbook. We can do your review live. If you get the live review, then we can give you this playbook afterwards, a direct game plan for your offseason. You can get that by using the promo code LAND and becoming an annual Mother Flocker member. You'll have a voucher on your account after you do that for a team review with Zach and Badaki. And then just make sure you slide that up to the live tier if you want it done live. Right now, with the demand currently, we do have to ask for the live tier. Again, it's just the demand. So if you become an annual Mother Flocker member, obviously you will get the team playbook, which we just showed you. It'll be just a $7 upgrade for our annual members to get the live version after that voucher is done. For our non-annual members, you can still get a team playbook through the Flock store. It's the same process we just showed you, but there is no voucher for you. But when you become an annual member, you also get a rookie report, the Dynasty Trade Dial, which is a tool that helps you buy and sell every position at its peaks and valleys each season. Free trade question voucher, start sit voucher for end season, our rankings, premium tools, databases. You unlock our complete Discord. Again, all by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. As we're going to get to our next team playbook, I did just see T. Gray dropped Justin Ross finally.
I know, I saw that. If you guys don't know, T. Gray, a big part of our league, and he's a big Chiefs fan, and he was big on Justin Ross. He has his jersey. He sent us a picture at a Chiefs game in a Justin Ross jersey, and he just dropped him.
He just dropped him. Finally, it took some balls to do that. So definitely love it from him. All right, we're gonna get to our next team playbook. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. As Dago, I'm gonna call it Dago 58. Don't know if I'm saying that right. They did upgrade. He said, "Let's go live." Good looking. I appreciate y'all. So we are gonna make this a live team playbook, and he will be our next one because of that upgrade. Let's G Money, you're funny. Let's have a look at this team, Badaki.
Yeah, 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8. So this is a smaller lineup. That's meat and potatoes there, and I'll put that in the chat for you guys. And his context says, I've recently traded George Pickens and Aaron Jones and my 26th second-round pick for London and White.
I like it. Like it a lot.
I'm okay with that as well. It says, I would like to know what should I do to improve and what players to put on my taxi squad for the future. I drafted Judkins, Henderson, and Golden. I feel like I need more running backs and wide receivers. Let me know what you think. And you're currently ranked 5th out of 10.
I just want to quickly say, small league, it's only a 10-team league. Small starting lineup, it's only a start 8, which you said meat and potatoes. So to make a move like that, where you move Pickens, Jones in a second for London and White, I don't care about White at all. I would have done that trade just for Drake London. I think that's an incredible move for the context of this team. But sorry, continue. Fifth overall, so right in the middle of the pack of this league.
Yeah, right in the middle of the pack here. Michael Penix, CJ Stroud are your quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league, which I think is great. Your starting running backs here is Travion, Judkins, Najee with Rashad White there with a bunch of rookies. So I think Travion and Judkins is exactly what you needed for this team. You can start it to 4 wide receivers, and your starting 4 is Drizzy, Matthew Golden, Jordan Addison, Jalen Waddle. You have DJ Moore on the bench with Higgins and Mooney, with the really Thanos at the tight end position, which feels like right now, and Brock Bowers.
By the way,
this is a good team.
Speaking of Thanos, did you see that we had a Thanos when you were away last Thursday?
Oh, really? No, I did not.
Yeah. I was like, dang, I can't believe Badaki's not here, because it was only our 3rd Thanos of all time. So it took crazy. The percentage of playbooks that are Thanos from 0.03 to 0.07 or something. So
I'll look into the team once I do the playbook.
But this is a pretty good team here. You think about it, right? You can start Stroud or Penix, and then Henderson, Judkins, London, Golden, Bowers, and then you only need to start 2 more names between Addison, Waddle, DJ, Najee, Higgins. It's a good team. It's a younger team, right? I certainly wouldn't consider this a favorite, but we could be heading into the 2026 season saying this guy's got a really great chance. There's still a lot of players that need to break out. Henderson, Judkins, Golden, right? Higgins, Penix, Stroud. A lot of these guys really need to kind of hit their ceilings in order for you to truly be considered like a quote-unquote favorite for this team. So I really like it. I would probably put a B B plus on this team.
Yeah,
I'd say in a one quarterback to have Bowers there, but
I agree. Sorry, I was just looking. Drake May is available on this team on the waiver wires. I know it's one quarterback, but
I think there must be some league that is. You know, my initial thought, sorry to cut you off, was that there must be an orphan, but I don't think there is when you go through the rest of the positions.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought, but I don't think there is either. So
definitely pick up Drake May, please.
I would definitely pick up Drake May. I'll put him in the graphic, or we could put him in the
Give me Drake May over Rico Dowdle for sure.
Yeah.
I would even take Trevor Lawrence over Drake or over Rico if that's possible, or Justin Fields in a one quarterback league. All those guys should be rostered in one quarterback formats.
Yeah.
This must be you must be Dago58, by the way. He says the champion has won 2 years in a row. He dropped Drake May. Definitely pick up Drake May, my friend. I mean, that is a quarterback going into year 2 that could have huge upside. Wait, you're saying like he might have had to have dropped him because he won or something?
Yeah,
or what?
He had to drop somebody because he won the league back to back. Is that like the consequences?
Okay,
even out the league. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I would definitely pick up Drake May.
100%
and please,
agree.
now that you're here, please jump in at any point in time with anything.
Yeah, I really like the team, honestly. It's just young, you know? So I feel like when we're thinking about a pathway for a team like this, you have your first next year. I would definitely lean sleeper, I think. Like, we're kind of going to this year with a little bit of house money, right? But I'm in 100% agreement with Badaki that Drake May should 100% be picked up. Like, I would definitely drop Rico Dowdle if I need to, or Devin Neal. Either of those names. Neal probably has less impact in year 1, but Drake May is an absolute must roster, as well as Justin Fields, even in a one quarterback league, right? So Justin Fields could finish top 7, 8 at the position this year. That would surprise no one.
Yeah, I would say whatever you're doing right now, however much fab you have, I would just pick him up.
Well, how long has he been on the waiver wire? Like, are your waivers active and he's just been sitting there? Because just drop like 5% of your fab to make sure to pick him up today, if that's the case. But if your waivers are locked and they're gonna reopen at some point, then you might want to go harder on that. But so we are gonna look at your draft in a second, but I wanted to also just highlight names on the waiver wire that I believe should be rostered. Okay, the first name I see out there is Kyle Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
He should definitely be rostered. I know it's a smaller format. If you're looking for a tight end 2, how about Elijah Arroyo? I think he's an incredible pickup as well. I would definitely still say Drake May is like the priority over any of these names.
Wow. Well, he said I swooped him up, which means like you already picked him up already.
He says I'll.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Right. He's been sitting there a few weeks before the draft. Oh, okay.
So that means maybe like if you have $100 fab, just drop $1 in case anybody else just had the same realization as you, and make sure that you get Drake May. But yeah, I think you've got some great options to add off the waiver wire. I love a league like this where there's some true activity on the waiver wire. So I would say, looking at your draft here, great draft considering the needs of your team. To add 2 stars like Henderson and Judkins, soon to be stars, right? Those were kind of like the highlight of your draft. Jaden Higgins was a nice add too. I gave you a B+, considering where your team was before the draft and how it looks now. It looks like a much more complete team. Running backs are so important in these one quarterback formats. And then your waiver wire in order: May, Kyle, Williams, Arroyo, and Wright are all great options. Now, if you need to make room, I would prefer to keep most of these players, but I mean, it's a great question. Like, first off, I would definitely be comfortable dropping like a Stroud straight up for a May.
I would use one of these guys. For me, I have Stroud over Penix, but I can definitely understand. So like, if I had to make room, I would drop Penix and keep Stroud in May. But I think Zach is the opposite because that's his rankings. But I mean, even then, I'm happy to drop
Either
the
way,
Rico
I'd be fine to
Dowdles.
drop either of them. They're both very close in my rankings. But yeah, you can drop Dowdle. You can drop Neal. Um,
I know you did. I know you got like Rashad White, but like I would rather hold like the Hunters, the Woodies over Rashad White in a league like this, and then get like the Kyle Williams. I don't know how you feel about that, but
yeah, I think if we had to select 4 names to drop, it would be Stroud or Penix. I'll drop Stroud, but I can see Penix being the answer too. Rico, Devin is easy. And then I think if we had to make another
Ray
drop,
Davis there as well.
maybe Ray. I mean, I really want to hold him, but I think I would rather just make three adds then. Let's add May, Williams, and Arroyo. And let's leave Jalen Wright on the waiver wire. No one's thinking about him in your league anyway. And let's just drop those 3 names. Stroud, Neal, Dowdle for May, Kyle Williams, and Elijah Arroyo.
Actually, I would, you know what? To give my 2 cents, I would rather have Wright over White. I think that's pretty easy in my mind.
Okay.
Because if Devon goes down, which we've seen multiple times, then Jalen Wright and now Raheem Mostert's gone. That's what I would do, just to give you
same thing. If Bucky goes
4th.
down though, right? And we've already seen Rashad White actually
100%.
score fantasy points. So
yeah, which it definitely makes sense. So I can completely understand. Hey, maybe Najee is going to be the guy you're going to end up dropping early because Omarion takes the backfield sooner rather than later, but we'll wait and see about that.
I would rather drop Stroud than Penix, but I have them back to back, so I don't care if you go and you prefer to drop Penix over Stroud or Stroud over Penix. I really don't care. I think Badaki and I would prefer Drake May over either of them, so we'll leave that in your hands. But yeah, I really like this team. Again, I think we're gonna lean towards like a sleeper status, which means we're certainly not considering ourselves like the favorite this year. But if you end up making the playoffs, anything is possible. But here are some moves that you can make, I would say like in season, right? If you want to sell like a DJ Moore in season to try and maintain a little bit more of a younger team, or Darnell Mooney you could look at moving in season. I would say Rashad White might have some value in season, same with Najee Harris. And we'll talk about what you might be able to expect from them. But did we do admin already?
No, we haven't.
Okay, go ahead. Walk us through it.
Pretty simple here. Untouchables, Brock Bowers, some holds. You're going to hold a lot of these young guys, Travion, Quinshawn, Matthew Golden. I would even throw Jalen Waddle in there as well. If something happens to Tyreek, I still like Jalen Waddle unless you have somebody else. And what I'll do there, instead of having drops, I'll put waiver wire ads and we'll put the first 2 in Drake May and then Kyle Williams there. But then that's about it. I think draft capital, you have your first and 26, no second.
Flat, yeah.
Yeah, just a B flat. I think we said this overall team grade is a B plus.
Yeah.
So I think we're all set now.
Cool. So again, I think you can probably just take this team as constructed into the season, but be open to trade offers. I would be open to selling DJ Moore now, but I think it's probably a terrible time to sell him. Like, truthfully. I think it's an awful time to sell him.
Where's he at right now in the community, out of curiosity?
I would rather probably wait till in season and get like a mid future first. But if you're wanting to kind of pivot right now, I think it's a really bad time. What are like equivalent valued players on KTC?
Wow, DJ Moore, wide receiver 29 right now. Value equivalent players for DJ Moore: Waddle, Chris Olave, Terry, Matthew Golden,
Olave makes sense.
They also have Jameson Williams there, guy in the same tier as well. It's a pretty wide tier. Emeka, Worthy, Addison, Zay, DK.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty big tier.
Yeah, I think 3 guys that make a ton of sense if you're wanting to pivot. I know Ayuk isn't much younger, but you can pivot that way. Olave's a younger player. Ibuka's a younger player. Those are probably guys that you could do now, but you could also hold them in season. Like, honestly, we could all be massively overthinking DJ Moore. Truthfully, like we could all be massively overthinking it, and he could just come out and have a top 12 season. Like, totally think that's a possibility. And maybe the most likely reason as to why they even brought on Luther Burden is because they truly thought he was the best player available. Maybe they always wanted Judkins and Henderson, and when those guys weren't available, Luther Burden was just a clear best available player. Maybe that is as simple as it is. But
have you heard the reports that Patriots and the Bears are trying to trade up for Travion or something like that?
I'm
not sure that was,
no, I didn't. I didn't hear that.
I think it was. Pretty sure it was with Jeff. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Ian Rappaport. It's one of those two, but they were trying to trade up for it, and then Patriots took him, and then they pivoted.
Yeah, so who knows? All I'm saying is, in season, maybe he recovers value, but if you want to trade him now, those are the kind of values you would expect, right? As far as Darnell Mooney goes, I think there's potential for Kyle Williams and Jalen Nold to come out of the gates pretty slow, and if a contender has those names, those are probably ideal guys to trade him away for. Maybe if like a Josh Downs also comes out of the gate quite slow, those names can make sense. With Rachaad White, we'll take any second in any year, and the same thing for a Najee Harris if that's possible. Obviously, when you're trading like for a 26 pick now, they're less valuable than they'll be in 8 months from now. So it's easier to kind of demand like a late second for those type of players. But overall, I really like the team, honestly. I think you're really on the right track. You might just, I'm a big fan of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and what everyone's been saying about us, what everyone said about us last year. We were the first seed in the NBA, right? And everyone said they're just too young. They need experience. They're just too young. They need experience. To be fair, we lost in the second round. That's kind of how I feel about this team right now. Very good team, a little too young, need some experience, need some players to break out. But please let us know if you have any questions. If there's anything that we didn't answer well enough, would love to, kind of hear from you. I want to make sure you feel good about this playbook, this review that we've got going for you.
We appreciate you. As waiting for the last question, you should be receiving your playbook here within 48 hours of the Flock Fantasy system, with everything customized to your team in the Flock.
I'll fix your mic. I'll fix it, yeah. Let's see. Okay, you should be good. He says, should I move my taxi around? So who's currently on your taxi? That's my only question. Who's currently on your taxi? Because, I think great taxi guys, if you keep it this way, would be Devin Neal. But, like, for example, if you add, you could put a Kyle Williams on your taxi, a Woody Marks, a Jarquez Hunter, Devin Neal if you wanted to. Depends on how many taxi spots you have. But basically put the guys that you think will have the least amount of impact there, and the guys that you think are least likely to break out. And the reason I say that is because your taxi gets pretty much locked in season, right? So for roster management, you really want to make sure you're choosing guys that you just don't envision breaking out in year one. He currently has Jarquez, Woody Marks, and Neal. Like, that's totally fine with me. That's exactly how I would have it if I had your team too. But if you make these additions, you can put like Kyle Williams in there and that kind of stuff. Is Badaki's mic still messing up? Let me see. Let me see what I can do here.
I'm checking right now. A little bit behind there. But once again, we appreciate you
for looking out. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Now, we appreciate you. You should be receiving your playbook here within 48 hours in the Flock Fantasy message system, customized with everything that we drew up here for you today. But yeah, man, thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, he had one other question here, and he says, should I drop Neal and pick up May and put May on the taxi for now or someone else? Definitely would prefer May over Neal. And I have absolutely zero qualms with you putting May on the taxi. But you could probably put like a Ray Davis over May, because I think May could be someone that you could start this year, So I think May has a great chance to break out. I'd rather put like a Ray Davis there, Kyle Williams, Elijah Arroyo, those type of names. So appreciate you, man. But again, appreciate everybody for being here with us. We are doing some team playbooks. If you'd like to get yours into the rotation, it's a game plan for your offseason. You see how we review these teams and we give you this playbook. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flock. Remember, you'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store You'll choose team review, you choose Zach and Badaki, and then just make sure you slide that slider up to live if you want it shown on the stream. Otherwise, it will be an offline playbook. But when you become an annual member, you get that voucher, and then you can decide whether you want it live or offline. Appreciate y'all big time. You can check out the link in the pinned comment. And our next
Jeb, we're gonna do that right after these team playbooks. I'll send a message in that Bronx League there.
Our next live one is Ferg, Phurg, and I don't know if we have a.
We don't have a sleeper, so we might have
to wait on that one.
Push these back. I think the next one, because I was looking ahead, might be captain. Maximum of effort. Is offline. Decorder is offline.
We have that super chat.
Captain.
We'll get to in a second here too. Ferg, we need your sleeper league ID, my friend. With these screenshots, we won't have enough to look at the entirety of your league.
Yeah, and Matt, we see you. We'll get to that super chat here once we figure that out. Sorry, man. Thank you for being patient.
Yeah, FC is offline. So you said who is the next captain?
I think it's going to be captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to captain then.
I'm going to change Flurgs to captain.
If Ferg is in the chat watching, you can let us know. Just send us your sleeper league ID. But I am probably going to let you start this one, and I'll be right back. For captain, I'll be right back. Oh wait, sorry.
Matthew's question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
answer his question. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, guys, which is totally fine. If you guys want to have your questions answered, to be totally transparent, YouTube takes 30% of that super message, which is totally fine. We're still going to answer that question, but what you can do.
If I understand this right, I'm going to take the 212. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, what you can do is link your team, for example, Matthew, and it's totally free. You don't have to pay to make an account or anything. Completely free account. You can link your Dynasty teams or MFL leagues or ESPN leagues, whatever the case may be. Link them, and then we can answer your super chat there. But once again, we're always going to honor people that do donate on YouTube. He says 1 quarterback, 12 teams start, 8 Bijan owner. Which trade do I take? Burden, Winnington, and Yeshivas for the 212, or same 3 wide receivers for the 312 and Algier? Yeah, it's a 212. So Jermaine Burton, Jordan Winnington, and Andre Yeshivas for the 212, or same 3 wide receivers for the 312 and Algier. I know you're a Bijan owner. I'm not a big, and it's a start 8. So I'm assuming you have decent running back depth. At least I would imagine if you have the Chuba Hubbards, hell, even you have James Conner on your team, James Cook, or let's just say you have Bijan and you drafted Travion Henderson or Marion Hampton, and you still want to have a little bit better depth. That's okay. At the 212 there, maybe in a 1 quarterback, you can potentially get like the Jaden Blues or the Jaden Knowles, or those tight ends are a big run there as well. Elijah Arroyo's, Terrence Ferguson's there. So I personally would be taking the 212. I know it's 1 quarterback. I would even take a shot there on the Jalen Milroe in a 1 quarterback league, or Tyler Shook there over some of these wide receivers. I don't see Burden taking a step up, Winnington taking a step up, or Andre Yeshivas. 2 Bengals wide receivers that really don't mean anything anymore, especially with T. Higgins getting that long-term contract extension. But we thank you so much for that. All right, Captain, you are next here with us, and let's have a look at this context here. It's a 2 quarterback, 12 team start 9. 2 quarterback, 12 team start 9. So that's our classic meat and potatoes, which I'll put in the chat there for you, for everyone to see. And please let us know if you are here. If not, that's totally fine. You should be getting a time code. And your context here says the only player that I won't trade irrationally is Lamar Jackson. He is dying on my roster as my favorite player in the NFL, which is totally fine. Everything else is fair game. This is an old undergrad roommates plus buddies league. Super fun. 208 Ferrari way. You love to see it here. All right, let's get some admin stuff down, and we can then have a look at this team here. You're currently ranked 2nd out of 12. according to Zach's rankings here. And let's have a look at this team. So Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. I think that's a good quarterback room. You don't really have to do much there. Obviously, we would want a deeper depth at the running quarterback position. Maybe a Matthew Stafford or Bryce Young would definitely hit the spot there, but if not, that's okay. At the running back position, which I'm assuming you've done your rookie drafts, yes. Bashul Tootin, Woody Marks, Dylan Sampson, Marshawn Lloyd, Trevor Eaton. So you have no running backs to start this year, essentially. I know we have high hopes on Tootin and you know, people like Woody Marks and Dylan Sampson, but that's just not the case anymore, unfortunately. At the wide receiver position, you can start up to 4. You're starting 4. Amon-Ra, Nico Jackson with Kyle Williams as your starting 4 with Jake Ferguson, and you have a first in 2026. I mean, look, my instant thought is we gotta break this down. We got a full rebuild. We gotta send this to a full rebuild here. I don't think it's a 1-year punt. I think this is a full rebuild team as I'm looking at this. And, you know, my first thought is that what can we get for Amon-Ra? What can we get for Nico? What can we get for Jackson Smith and Jigba? Maybe we sell Amon-Ra and Nico, get some pieces here and, you know, build with this team, build with this roster, because once again, really weak at tight end position, really weak at running back position. You don't want to move Lamar Jackson, which we probably would have encouraged you to move first. But like you said, he's going to die on your team, which is totally fair. So let's just put that there and do some admin stuff with Lamar Jackson. And look, your starting lineup, this is what it looks like. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, I guess Bashul Tootin, Woody Marks, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins, with then Jake Ferguson. And then you have to start 2 more guys with Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then Kyle Williams there. So not what you want to see or hear, obviously. And just having a look at your waiver wires, yeah, it's dead. There's nothing worth picking up here in the waiver wire either. Okay, so Lamar Jackson is definitely going to be an untouchable, like you already mentioned. Normally, I would also put Amon-Ra St. Brown in that mix, but we're going to try and trade him away. We're going to hold a lot of these rookies that you have drafted, right? You're going to hold Kyle Williams. You're going to hold Bashul Tootin. You're going to hold, let's see who else we can hold. Say Woody Marks and Dylan Sampson are some guys that we're going to hold here. And I'll be okay to drop names like Adam Thielen, Cooper Rush, guys that you can drop as well. And I guess you can dart Darius Slayton, since you're probably not going to get anything out of him.
You know what I was going to say, like as I'm here with you. Sorry, actually finish up your admin. Sorry.
That's about it. I think we can go to overall team grade and draft capitals next.
What were you going to lean with for our team grade here?
I mean, team grade, I would probably say, look, once again, really short at the running back position. Okay. You can make a couple moves. I would say this is more like a C plus B minus for me.
Yeah,
maybe I'm being too modest.
I'm a little bit surprised that this is the second overall ranked team in my rankings, to be honest with you, because I think there is a lot of work to be done still.
Yeah, there is.
And we didn't really draft like a guy that we're for sure we just know is going to make an impact on our team. There's a chance some of these guys do, but there's certainly no guarantees. There's no, you know, first round selections from this rookie draft.
I mean, he didn't have a first round pick if you think about it. I mean, the earliest pick in the Superflex, Kyle Williams, we've seen go is a 208. So he's traded his 25th first. It must have been for one of these wide receivers, Nico Jackson or Amon-Ra, you would imagine. So because he didn't have a first there.
What was your team grade? Sorry, where did you lean?
I was saying like C plus.
Yeah.
Area, B minus. Maybe, like I said, even then I think it's a little bit too nice.
Yeah. I think C plus is pretty generous, just being fully transparent. You don't have a starting running back. No. You just don't. You have guys who could maybe turn into that, like Tootin, but there's just not a single guy on your roster that you can start at running back. I mean, so your running back room is naked from a starting lineup perspective. Not in love with the tight end either. I don't want to be harsh, but I think if you're looking for honest, transparent feedback, this team is more closer to a full rebuild than they are to like a true like Thanos contender. So
yeah, and that's kind of what I said there. Like he wants to do full rebuild, but he doesn't want to move Lamar Jackson. So then we're going to use those wide receivers as pieces.
okay,
Amon-Ra,
well,
Nico.
I would caution you that if you are going into a full rebuild and you don't want to move Lamar Jackson, he's going to be less and less valuable every year into your rebuild. And if you have a league that determines max points for as, draft order, you're also going to be actively hurting your rebuild as you're going to score a lot of points. So, yeah, I will just say we won't suggest to move Lamar Jackson because you don't want to. But if I'm being 100% honest and transparent, it is probably the right move for you to tear down from a Lamar Jackson. So anyway, have we done all admin then?
The overall team grade then, and then draft capital is what we're at.
Yeah, so, I mean, where do you lean here? Overall team grade.
Let me see, draft capital, and we'll do team grade. Draft capital, you have extra seconds there, so we're just gonna put out like a B flat, B plus area, and let's just put it at like a C minus then.
Yeah, that's kind of where I lean. You mean overall team grade C minus? I think that's too harsh. I think C plus.
C plus, okay,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, because there's a lot of pieces we can move to spark this rebuild.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's go
and that's it. And then
let's go to the
we're on the same page as full rebuild, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Which I already mentioned.
So he doesn't want to tear down from Lamar Jackson. I'm just gonna leave that.
Maybe what we can do
and show him what it would look like.
That's what I'm saying. We can give him options because he said he doesn't want to irrationally trade Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
The only player I won't irrationally is Lamar Jackson. I'm assuming trade. Yeah.
So
I think
these are really the four.
He just needs a hole.
Yeah. These are really the four names that you can move to spark this rebuild, right? Amon-Ra, Nico, Dak, and Lamar. No one else is really going to make any sense whatsoever to move in a rebuild. And these are the guys that are attractive. These are the guys that people want to trade for. Let's start with Dak Prescott. Let's find a contender. I'm going to sort by quarterback strength that needs quarterback. There really is just one team in this league that is good and everyone else is just mid. But so this guy has Ward and Fields as a starting quarterback. He also has London, Henderson, Cook, Thomas, Higgins. He has no firsts in the future, so maybe he is living in La La Land, or he thinks his team can contend. I don't know. But can we find a way to send away Dak Prescott and end up with even just like a Cam Ward would make a ton of sense if you can do like a straight swap. But that's probably not possible. Would you add on from the Cam Ward? What's our team name again? Sorry.
Our team name is 208 Ferrari Way.
I mean, I would add like Kyle Williams on top of Dak to make this happen. Obviously, in an ideal world, you can do it straight up, but I don't think that's possible. But if that's not possible, which it might not make sense from a team construction perspective for him to do that, could we target... Man, nothing else makes sense because we're not going to be able to afford London or Thomas. And Higgins isn't enough. And he doesn't have any capital, so that guy's really not a great fit. The next guy has Goff, Tua. And for this guy, it would just be like Tyler Shuck in our first.
Yeah.
Make sure it's like a mid first, so you have some sort of upside there. Let's keep looking here. This guy has Stroud, Rodgers, Herbert. He's probably more okay. Mayfield and Stafford is probably fine. Love, Penix, Young. Guy was Caleb and Kyler might be interested. Could you go like a Loveland? See, the tough part is like adding on to Dak. I just don't know that you can really add much onto Dak. Like, let's keep looking. This guy has A-Rich as his quarterback too, so this might be perfect. Would love to turn Dak into like a Garrett Wilson if we can find a way to do that. So Dak Prescott plus something. What could that plus be? The issue again comes back to your roster.
Yeah.
We would do a plus of Kyle Williams, Cedric Tillman, Bashul Tootin even. As much as we don't want to, Garrett Wilson's a far better building piece, you know, than these names. Tillman is sneaky, by the way. Just thought I should say that. He's a real sneaky winner this offseason.
Sneaky winner?
I think so.
Sneaky, be careful.
All right, so this team doesn't need quarterback. The Burrow team could definitely use something like Igbuka would be just perfect. You know, that would be in a completely ideal outcome for you. Or even a Caleb Johnson is fine. Maybe you can ask like for a second on top of that and send Dak in a third or something. Okay, is there another deal out there? I don't think there's another team that needs quarterback, no. Now, let's look at sending away Amon-Ra.
Yeah, Amon-Ra I think should be a lot easier. Let's see.
So, could you do like a Lab McConkey and a Roma Dunze? And then, I don't think that's far off already.
No, I don't think so either.
Again, you can add a Tootin, you can add a Kyle Williams, whatever it kind of takes to get that done, you know. Jake Ferguson, for example. Some way to kind of wiggle your way in there.
We can do, what else? Gosh, these are all far down. I want AJ Brown.
What about like a Burden, Judkins Besh?
Burden, Winshawn Besh. Yeah, that can work as well.
I don't know if that's asking for too much. I don't know. Depends on your league.
Burden Judkins.
You could maybe go Amon-Ra and send them, you know, Jake Ferguson or something on top. I don't know. Someone basically just commented 3 rookie running backs: Jarquez Hunter, Woody Marks, Rashard Smith, and had a bunch of question marks. I don't really know what the question is, Barto. Could you tell us what your question is there? Because I don't know how to help or give feedback there. So that could work. I don't mind the idea of like an Olave Bucky. What do you think?
Chris Olave, Bucky, yeah, I think that's great. I'm a big believer in Chris Olave. Now I know Derek Carr's not there, but I think maybe that's who was hindering Chris Olave personally.
So after Amon-Ra, we will go. Well, Marvin would be awesome if you could do like a Marvin and a first.
Yeah, Marvin first. That'll be interesting.
I think
that's some good things there.
Those are your main options. What about, would you do Igbuka and let's say like Igbuka and like 2 firsts or something?
Yeah, I'm okay with that as well.
I don't know if you'd have what you would have to give in return, maybe, but By the way, I think all these trades are kind of interchangeable with
Nico. Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. I think they are very interchangeable. So, when you're doing these, obviously, both of those guys are gonna get the same value, you know. And then obviously, if you want to do more 2-for-1s or more 3-for-1s, like let's just say you get Lamaconki and Rome, right? And then you trade Nico and you did Mbuka and 2 firsts. Boom, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that, your team instantly changes there. Just based off that trade, right? So
would love to do McCarthy as a tear down for Lamar. I know you don't want to do this tear down, my friend, but I think it really is going to spark your rebuild. And the longer you wait in a rebuild to move off Lamar, the least valuable he's going to be each and every year. So like a McCarthy, like in this example, this guy's probably super interested to pair Josh Allen with Lamar Jackson, right? So if you could go a JJ McCarthy and what do you think, like 3 firsts, 2 or 3 firsts?
3 firsts. There's no one young enough there that I would want on that team.
If you can't get 3 firsts, can you get 2 future firsts plus Keon? Sharbs?
Yeah, Sharbs or Dalton. To keep it young.
I think we would both prefer the 3 firsts, right? But
yeah,
obviously 100%. You'll know what's possible in your league. That's going to really spark that rebuild. McCarthy was a name that I liked a lot. I don't mind the idea of like a Penix either. If you could go Penix, T-Mac in a first. You know, something like that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Outside of Penix and McCarthy, I don't know if there are how many other players I'd love to do it with. Just because if you're going to do this, you really want to net as many future possible assets.
Futures, yeah.
And I think those are the main guys that let you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my gallbladder out time. Appreciate you. All good, Bustin' McRib. But Captain, man, thank you so much for your support. You should be receiving your playbook here within 48 hours. That everything that we drew up here for your team in the playbook there on the Flock Fantasy Master System. So stay tuned for that, and please let us know if you have any last minute questions. Obviously, You're not here with us, but I think this is probably not what you wanted to hear. But it is a full rebuild, and I know you don't want to move Lamar Jackson. I would just say, see what offers you can get.
Yeah.
Just see, not saying you have to do it. Just say, hey, Lamar Jackson's available. What are you going to give me for Lamar Jackson? And then if you're going to get a haul that you can't turn down, maybe it's best to go and do that way.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, I think we have room for one more. Just one more playbook for today, just for the time that we currently have. Or do you want to do some of the, because we can dedicate tomorrow's stream completely to team playbooks. Maybe we do that, because I still have a lot of content I need to prep, to be honest.
Yeah, and I want to do this in team this not review. I have a bunch of playbooks that I should catch up with as well from Thursday night for you guys, but I also want to do the draft order reveal for the Bronx League.
So if your team wasn't reviewed today, number one, if you didn't purchase a live playbook, then you'll need to go check how to upgrade that. Otherwise, we'll do yours offline. Ferg, we need your sleeper ID, and we'll do yours tomorrow night. We also have obviously Frosty Canadian will do yours tomorrow night, 100% guaranteed. But again, I apologize that we weren't able to get to everybody's playbook today. We just have a lot that we need to do in preparation for the week. But tomorrow's stream will be completely dedicated to team playbooks. So come see us around like 8 p.m. and you will 100% get your review done then. But we appreciate everybody El Bardo, maybe just a little bit of patience, my friend. Again, I appreciate you for being here with us, but we are taking time to review people's teams and give them a game plan, customize trade targets, because they have financially supported the channel. They're keeping the lights on here. They're letting Badaki and I feed our families. So would appreciate a little bit of patience, my friend. But between Jarquez Hunter, Woody Marks, and Brashard Smith, I would lean Woody Marks. And that's because the Texans traded a third-round pick for him. And I think he's a perfect fit for that offense. What's up, Buster? Appreciate you for being here. But yeah, I think that's we'll get to this 100-yard dash, and that's probably the end of today's stream.
Yeah, and I already sent that message out to those guys in the Bronx League, and then we'll do the Queens one on our next live stream, which will be the India one.
So hit me with names for this league.
Yeah. So Anger, so ANGANTRY, Mortz Perry.
ANGANTRY?
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Mortz Perry.
I'm just guessing how to spell most
easy.
of these.
No, that's okay. Easy. Just put easy.
Okay.
Easy E. Austin. ESRJR. That's another name. No, just Austin. Sorry, and then the ESRJR is a different name. I apologize. Jeb, 217. Steezy, who is also in the chat already. Jonah Mandel. We got Mills. And then we have Joel, myself, and Daniel Macy. So far, I got the 104. This is a 0.5 premium and 12-team Dynasty startup. That's going to.
How many times do you guys want me to shuffle it? Give me a random number. The first random number that pops into the chat, I'll shuffle it that many times. Under 10.
I can't even cheat. Jeb, because I'm not even doing anything.
No, he must be thinking that. He's actually controlling it. Wow, 3 people said 7.
Hey, shout out to lucky number 7, huh?
It's biblical.
We're drafting
here we
27 days in this one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, here we go. Everyone has the same odds. And here we go. This thing is starting. So I assume you're doing what we used to do, where wherever you finish is where you draft.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right, here we go. You guys are... Good luck to everybody, and we're starting this 100-yard dash in 3, 2, 1 as Easy E with a huge sprint out the gates, but did he pull a hamstring?
Oh my gosh.
Hard to say because now he's going as slow as molasses. Moritz Perry, very consistent here. Very consistently the fastest runner thus far, but Jeb is right on his heels. It looks like Badaki is maybe broke his ankle before he even started the entire race. He's at the very back, but there's a little spurt out of nowhere. As we see Angry Tree. I don't know how to say your name, but you are pushing your way up the board there. What the hell has happened to Joel Verse? We're going to have to do some drug testing after this because I think Joel Verse might be on something here. Steezy at the top of the board is trying to catch up with you. A lot of action happening right here as Easy E is making his way through the field, but Joel Verse is right on his heels as well as Moritz Perry. Easy E with a little burst, but it's no longer there. D Macy at the back of the pack. But Steezy is there. Joel's in contention for number 1 overall. Same with Mortz. Easy E has picked it up. But here comes Angry. Here comes Mort with another burst. Joel Verse out of nowhere. Could it be Joel? Badaki out of nowhere with a nice little burst. In contention for the 4 spot now. And it looks like at number 1 it's going to be, oh my gosh, Joel Verse.
Please don't give me 4 again.
Then
Please don't give me 4
Easy E out of nowhere. Angry out of nowhere. Mortz out of nowhere.
Please don't give me 4 again.
Badaki is about to get 5th. Overall. Then we're going to get Jonah Mandel at 6. Oh my gosh. Okay, 7th. Who the hell got 7th? It was Jeb. Then at 8th overall, we had Daniel Macy. 9th was Mills. 10th was Austin. Steezy with 11. And ESRJR with 12th overall. So, big congratulations to all of you guys, no matter where you finished. And, I don't want...
Do not move that.
I don't want you guys to make any excuses like Badaki did in a couple of years. Well, I drafted from the 112. No, take some damn accountability. Look at yourself in the face. All right.
I drafted from the 112, and we didn't do third round reversal.
Yeah, that is unlucky.
That's crazy.
I honestly like drafting from the end of the board. With
all right, that draft
reversal
is set. And the Bronx League, shout out to the Bronx League, drafted here in 27 days. Please let me know if that is correct, everyone in the chat, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. I got the 5th spot. Daniel Macy at 8.
Love to see it.
Not bad.
Well, we appreciate you guys big time. Thank you so much for being here with us. Great stream. And congratulations, everybody. What league is this? The Bronx
League. Yeah, and then we got Queens and then Brooklyn. We got some crazy setups there. We got 2 leagues that are 0.75 tight end premiums, and the Manhattan and Bronx League are 0.5. So I've never been in a tight end premium league, which is so funny because we have so many leagues and none of them are tight end premium.
Oh, I have a lot of tight end premium leagues.
Yeah.
With Devi.
Oh yeah, because right. But anyways, appreciate you guys. Love the 105 is available if you like. I'm going to be taking quarterback or maybe not Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, my wide receiver 1.
Should we do a little ASMR to finish the stream?
What's this? What you get?
You guys hear that little bubble wrap?
I don't think we can hear any of that.
Really?
I hear like it cuts in and out sometimes.
What do they do?
Oh yeah, in 22 days.
They're like,
I was looking at
Mike, and they do this. You know what's crazy is that some people, they make enough money to feed their families, and 8 hours a day they're on a live stream on TikTok, and they're just like, and they make enough money to feed their family from that. This is what society has come to.
I think it's crazy that somebody can put on a bikini and just be in front of a camera and they can be a millionaire. I think that's what's crazy.
That could be you.
That could be me. If I put on the bikini, guys, would you guys subscribe? But if I had, a crazy body,
you got a crazy body,
that's what people be doing.
Your body's banging.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. If I had like a supermodel body and I had a camera and I was a female, I would be like, why wouldn't I do this right now? I would 100% do this to have a phenomenal living.
I would never do it, even if I was a female.
I wouldn't be no like
judgment, but
or anything.
I just would never ever do it. I don't care. I would not want to sell I feel like I'm selling my soul for money. I would never do it. But if you did it, I would subscribe for you.
My thing is like, I'm not doing anything harmful. I'm just interacting with people.
I think you're harming your family, especially when your kids go to high school.
You think I'm harming my family when I go to the beach, when I wear as an example.
You really think that's the same thing? We're really going to compare that as the same thing?
But I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting there on my chair as a female in a bikini talking to people. Or I can go to the beach and talk to people in person but not get paid for it.
Right.
You tell me.
Look, we're going to waste a lot of time here. I got a lot of stuff to do today. I don't think that's anywhere near the same thing. But that's just my opinion. And shout out to everybody, however they make money and provide for their family, then fair enough. But
hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I just wish I could do that.
Is there? There's nothing wrong with it?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Okay. There you go. That's it for today, guys.
Love the Lord.
We appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Nothing but love. Oh, sorry. Last thing. Go check out our redraft channel. All right? We just released a video over there today. So I'm going to spam that link in the chat. If you're about to finish a stream, but you still want to watch content, go to the Fantasyland Football channel. I put a link in the chat. And watch our most recent video. But nothing but love. I'll see you guys later. All right. Peace.